Hello there, toy collectors. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and I am very excited to bring you this special review.
If anything, the Kim family, they're archetypes.
Which is sad, but not always a bad thing.
I'm okay, I have one.
Let's,
Do you
you
see
know
all
what?
the name?
Let's try though. Let's still try. We want to.
What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and you are watching Unboxing Thursdays. My light fell. Beautiful. I'm a toy collector, toy photographer, and currently I am doing toy reviews, so I'm still the toy reviewer. I've got a huge pile of toys to open this week, and this stream is a weekly push for me to unbox things so I can make space to, buy more toys like everybody wants. And this is like a weekly rap session with some of my friends in the community. We all collect the same kind of stuff, same stuff, different stuff, but we're all collectors. But we all discuss the different aspects of this hobby, how we all get to this point. We're all from different walks of life. So whether you're tuning in live right now, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Or watching the replay later, you are awesome. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like what I'm doing here every week and everything on the channel. Consider subscribing with notifications on, because all of that helps with the algorithm and helping this channel grow. Share with your friends that I'm live right now. All of that really does help, and I appreciate that. So thank you very much. Also, shout out to everyone who's watching on Twitch right now. This is also being simultaneously broadcast to Twitch. If you're on there, that's twitch.tv/toyingaround. And I'm just trying to help build the audience over there as well, so that it's, a little bit of everywhere. It's good to reach more people. If you got something to say, if you want it highlighted, read out loud, you have a question, or you're just in a position to support the channel, if you're comfortable with that, you can send a super chat or like a super sticker at the bottom of the screen. There's a dollar sign. But if you want to, no pressure. Last week, episode 49 of Unboxing Thursdays with the Enablers, another classic episode on the books. 49, so that makes 50 this week. That's crazy to me. Hopefully I got some, oh shoot, I forgot the giveaway stuff. Hopefully I got some good giveaways for episode 52. That would make this a year of unboxings. If you also have time later on, you can catch up on the May the 4th unboxing that I did with some special guests, with the help of Hasbro and Toys R Us Canada. It was a lot of fun for me. It was really exciting. If you haven't seen it yet, please do check it out. On Mondays, I'm doing a Bad Batch catch-up. So if you watch Star Wars, Bad Batch is the new show. I'm doing like a recap kind of thing with my friends Paul and Yoko. We did the first episode on Monday, so you can catch that as well. And there will be new episodes, streaming live every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. I've got the new Black Series Anakin review up on YouTube. It took a lot of shaking off a lot of rust. Rust, is it dust or rust? But it took a while, so that's up on the YouTube now. Working on the next one. Next week, episode 51, I will have a 90s card enthusiast. So that's all I'm going to say. Thank you, everyone who's here watching. It is, like I said, Asian Heritage Month. I'm very excited to bring on more people in this community and kind of highlight them. Today, this is a local collector. He's got a huge collection. He is the Chief of Operations for Udon Entertainment, Mr. Erik Ko.
Hey guys, thank you, Kevin, for bringing me on.
How are you doing?
I'm good. The working at home doesn't bother me too much, as I've always been kind of working at home. So, but I do miss the traveling and everything. I miss, going out, hanging out, seeing you guys, like, going to Heroes World, like hanging out there, meeting with you guys and stuff, or maybe going for a coffee or something. That's what I miss. But then we can, do these parties virtually. So
yeah, now we can do this online.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on. I'm very excited to talk to you. We talked about some stuff before we started rolling. It's all I did stuff that I didn't even know yet, so I'm very interested to talk about that and share that with everybody. I gave you a quick introduction why don't you let the people know what kind of stuff do you collect? What are you into?
I collect like many things, too many things, as my wife said. So I'm kind of like streamlining down things now. I'm not trying to get too much stuff nowadays. But mainly my main collection is like 12-inch, 1/6 scale figures. That's one of my thing that I've always liked.
Yeah.
Regarding about the the details, and articulation and everything. I like those a lot. Used to be very heavily into statues, but then the statues pricing is getting like crazy, so it's like, well, it's too much nowadays. So I'm really cutting down on statues, only buying like one or two key pieces, and that's it.
Right.
And then of course, like the action figures, like the Black Series and all those kind of things, those are really nice too. But I used to want to complete every Black Series, like how you get the red boxes and you started chasing all the numbers.
Yep.
But lately, with them keep on re-releasing stuff over and over again and doing like new versions that's better than the last one. It was like, damn, like the red box ones look like crap, and then now they have this 40th anniversary one that looks much better, and I really like that retro card and stuff. So I'm now kind of phasing off all the box ones, and I'm just collecting like carded ones just for the sake of, like having those as a nostalgic thing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, glad that I didn't get into the vintage stuff, like the 4-inch vintage series. I'm glad that I kind of like, nope, I skipped that. I'm not doing that. So I'm kind of glad that happened, or else it would be in so much trouble.
Yeah, I used to focus. I was a completionist for Black Series to begin with. I had all the first two series, and then starting with the red boxes, and then it started getting to be a point where like it was just collecting numbers on the side of the box, and so I had to break my habit. I had to sell my first one, break the collection, and then after that I felt free. I was able to just collect what I wanted and not worry about numbers, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, when you started doing the collection, when you started at the beginning and you just keep chasing like every new thing, like the Hot Toy stuff, that's what kills me for the last like 10, 15 years, right?
Oh wow!
I started getting Hot Toys when they did Pirates of the Caribbean. I really like that movie. I really like Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, regardless of whatever people are saying about him nowadays. Back in the days, he's really cool. Jack Sparrow is really cool. And then they put out the Pirates figure, and it was like, damn, those looks really nice. Back in the days, it was like a great thing. And the 12-inch 6 scale is always something that I hold dear, because before Udon I was doing toy development and stuff, and I do a lot of 1/6 scale items. A lot of people might not know, some of the things that I do. Back in the days, I started my career as an entrepreneur with importing 1/6 scale Star Trek Next Generation vinyl kits into Canada.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've shown the pictures there, right? The Picard and stuff like that. Can probably show people.
Yes, I can bring that up. Oh, we can. We'll bring that up. We can talk about that in a second, because there are a lot of people here for Unboxing Thursdays who want to, see some toys be opened today. You're the guest. Why don't you show people what you have to open?
Well, as I said, for the Black Series stuff, now I'm collecting, selected stuff. So what I have been doing is I want to get all the Jedi Masters. Right. Because I don't think they're going to make like Jedi Masters 1/6 scale, all of them. So I figured out that, the 6-inch scale would be a nice one. So I have Kit Fisto, I have Club Moon, and then it was like, okay, I need to keep going. So I managed to get these guys. I know a lot of people are going to like tear these things apart. A lot of people are like, crap, man.
Yeah, I can't believe you're opening
the packaging is so nice, though. I mean, like the foil card and everything is like really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, but I need them to join the Jedi Council, so I'm gonna just open these up.
You have those two, and what else have you got? I know you were asking me a whole bunch of stuff.
I got a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, like there are things that I've never opened before. I got like the Valkyrie here that I've never opened. I heard this is like one of the best Valkyrie out there, and I have been having this sitting around for like months, and then we get around to open anything. Shenron is something that is really cool. So I guess like
Ooh.
after these two, you guys can take a vote.
Yes.
What kind of stuff you guys want me to, like, which one do you want me to open?
a great idea.
I also have like the samurai Star Wars figures. I like Star Wars.
Beautiful.
So I wanted that. And then there's something that I really want to show you guys. This is something that I got today, and don't know if anyone knows about this thing, Corksicle, and I'm gonna keep it a secret right now. I'm gonna just like when I open up and show what it is
right.
afterwards, right? So that's I don't know if you need any more stuff to open. I can probably scramble and find something.
Whatever you have stockpiling up. I've heard you got a lot of stuff, but that's
I can go on for days. The amount of stuff that I have, like literally everything up there.
Oh, that wall is extra tall.
Those Medicoms, I haven't even opened them. So it's like I bought them, I just stick it up there for
awesome.
displaying of the box, but then I have never got a chance to open them up. So
real quick super chat from High School Creations. Thank you very much. He says, "Dust or rust? Well, how long did it sit for?" It's
Years?
metaphorical. It was metaphorical. It was months. I haven't done a review in months. I think September. So I have not rusted yet. My knees feel like I've rusted. I played some basketball today. My gosh, I can't even get up the stairs today. But that's a lot of cool toys to begin with. I'm sure the chat, everyone who's watching, will let us know what they want to see you open first. Shout out to Primero, who's here first. I think Meme Face was in the other day, like yesterday. He was in the chat, but that message is gone. So shout out to him. Chamba is here. We all know Chamba. He says he's clamoring to open some toys. Mike, what's going on? Courtney, another Canadian collector.
We should just have Chamba join this whole thing. And
Chamba, yeah, then we definitely will talk for hours because but I didn't take tomorrow. I didn't take tomorrow off. So Terrence is here. High School Creation says, "What up, Butter Nation? What's going on, everyone in the Butter Nation? Thank you for joining." Chad Kinsler's in the house. Pat Dangerous, happy Unboxing Thursday to you as well. Batforce Grump representing the Tuesday crew. Omega Weapon 13. Sounds like a Daft Punk. Yeah, I love that intro. Aldeberto Carrillo, how you doing? Chamba is also on Twitch. See, Chamba is multiple, man. Cerebral D, King Megacon, what's going on? PJ Parmar, Poch Valdez. Oh, a lot of new names up in here. Some familiar ones. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Dan Hu says, "Pow, how are you doing?" Blaine Sanchez says, "Got a new figures I'm about to open myself." Yes, if you are watching, thank you for watching. If you're watching and opening some toys, tag me on Instagram. Let me know what you're opening while you're watching this. Oh, I always love to see that people joining in at the same time. The homie Mr. Jones is here. Plasti Adicto says, "El Baron Mantequilla." Thank you, Plasti. Welcome. Action figure expert. Welcome. Dan Who's he's going to bed. That's okay. He has to rest for Unparalleled Universe for tomorrow. Tony Collector 10 is in the house. Detour. Cloud Foxwell, how are you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. A lot of people in the chat, guys. Thanks for coming out. Matt R, how are you doing? How are you? Happy Thursday. 796 Studios is here. Mario, good luck later. Have a good show later with... Oh, my gosh. He's already destroyed that card. Mario's going to be on with Toy Migos, so go check that out after this. Courtney says, Heroes World represent. Absolutely. Dark Clueless in the house. Kyle is here. Kyle, how you doing, man? Monkey 29 DNA. Heroes World is here. Heroes World is watching. Jonathan Yo. Steven Me says, "Love the Mega Man shirt and Gundam hat." We're going to talk about that shirt in a little bit. For sure. Yeah, a lot of people. R&B Collective. Omar Vasquez. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for coming out to see Erik have some. I hope Erik has some great stories to tell and interesting journey in the industry. Hellspawn Hulk, 80s baby, how you doing, man? Thank you for sending that stuff out. You are a gentleman. Figure Fan Nate, what's going on? Just checking out the podcast the other day, guys. Make sure to check out the Figure Booth on Spotify with Figure Fan Nate and Prime to the First. Jay Zeus, Detour Customs. That's it. Beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of names. It gave Erik a lot of time to open that up. Chamba says you destroyed that box. Years of
I haven't really destroyed it. I kind of kept it nicely if I want to stick it back in there, But at least like it's just something. This is a nice card. I gotta say, like with the foil and everything, I'm very impressed, and it's a double layer too, because you can see that.
It's a thick card. Do you have the exclusive Obi-Wan and Darth Maul that's on that card?
No, I don't. Because you see, as much as I love Star Wars and I really want to go to Star Wars Celebration, I've never done it. I've never been to Star Wars Celebration, believe it or not. It's like I normally go to cons for work, and we don't have a lot of Star Wars stuff going on, so I just don't have the time. I can't justify taking, a week off to go to Celebration. I really wanted to go to one day, someday, and we were kind of talking about it, doing it at 2020, but then 2020 no con happens. So
yeah,
so there's nothing I can do about it. Hopefully, maybe 2022. They just announced the dates. Maybe
right. That's right. Was it March?
Is it March or is it? I think it was summer or something.
March or May?
Yes.
Something with an
May,
M.
May. I think it's definitely May.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Chamba says you guys always, go to conventions and stuff together. And yeah, I miss doing that stuff too. For people who are here watching, can you let them know a little bit about Udon Entertainment, what it is that you guys do?
Well, Udon started year 2000 at the end of 1999, in fact. And then we initially wanted to actually go and do some comic books of our own. We want to go and do self-publishing and stuff, but then it never happens. The project that we kind of want to do is still in our head, and it never materialized. But in the meantime, at that time, I'm still doing toy production and stuff. So I was working on different toy stuff. I did the Jan 13 action figure. I don't know if anybody.
Oh yeah,
you
know what? Let's do this chronologically. Yeah. That makes sense.
Let's do it. No, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So before you got into,
I got Mace Windu out of the box.
Beautiful.
Everybody wants to look at him. He's a really nice sculpt. Looks.
That is a good one. I didn't get him because I have the SH Figure Arts, so I don't have the Black Series, and I don't have that that exclusive one.
I gotta say, the Black Series stuff is looking really good nowadays. I think they understand that the main competition is not like Mattel or anybody else. The main competition is actually, Bandai, and they finally step up the game with the head sculpts and the paint jobs and everything. And for that price, the articulation might not be as good as an SX figure art, but for the price point that we got from these figures is much better.
Lights falling all over the place. Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to see why, when people complain Black Series doesn't have enough of this and doesn't have enough of that, they do have a lot of figures that they can reuse parts for, obviously, like clones and droids and stuff with different repaints. Oh my gosh, I'm getting stuck everywhere. But like a lot of them have really great face sculpts and paint, and a lot of the figures are unique body sculpts. So I guess that does cost more money. Oh, real quick, this is what I have to open. Forgot. This is my own show. I'm a YouTuber. A friend of mine, Hugo, here in Canada, was nice enough to sell me some of his stuff. I was looking for a SH Figure Arts Deca Red because he comes with these giant handcuffs that are from Akiba Rangers, which me and the boys have been watching on together. So that's the reason I wanted this, for the giant handcuffs, which is a ridiculous reason. He was also selling these Figure Arts Shocker Combat Man. I have no idea what it is, but I've obviously seen pictures of them. He had 4, so I picked up all 4 and Deca Red. So shout outs to Hugo. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to open that. John from Heroes World also helped me grab this figure body. What is this? V-Toys blank body. Someone said it was a beefed up Charles Xavier. So was going to make a custom with that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And then also my homie DK hooked me up with Trevor. We were talking about this because I wanted to put the Wenwu head, which fits perfectly.
Yeah.
I already did it. I actually put it on. It clicks in perfectly. It fits. So shout outs to DK. Thank you so much.
I
That's
wonder
cool.
if they're gonna ever do the Wenwu. You see,
Well, that's one lightsaber
that's
down.
one lightsaber now, and then the other one would go down soon because like if they're on idle for too long, it shuts off automatically. It's kind of funny. Yeah, see,
There you go.
all right.
That's very cool. Let's see. Infinite Brick says, I just got my Ventress order from GameStop. Yes, Ventress is a great figure.
Yeah, I got my Ventress up there.
Yeah, with the soft goods, it looks great. The colors look great. So yes, this is
So,
what
backtrack.
you were
yes.
working on.
So a little bit of history of me and toys. I love toys, and then after people who know me would know that I actually graduated interior design. I want to be a like something of an artist. I always want to be an artist. Back in the days, in Toronto, there is no design school or whatnot that gives you a degree. And my mom, being Chinese, the Asian heritage thing is like, you have to graduate from a university. I don't care. You don't go to college. You don't go and get a diploma. You get a degree. So
I hear you.
I don't have much of a choice at that time. And I picked like Ryerson to go to interior design just because it's a degree program and it's
Right.
something to do with design. But, to me, it wasn't really much of a passion. It's more like, okay, I'm going to do this to satisfy my mom's, like urge to need to get a degree or else, she would disown me type of thing. But afterwards, after graduating interior design, when we get into the school at that time, it was great. It was like, well, Scotiabank Tower, TD Bank Tower, all these big towers downtown are booming. They are constructing. So by the time we get out of school, there will be tons of jobs because, interior design, as an interior designer, the best opportunities will be, these corporate designs, office designs, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
You do home designs and stuff. You can do it, but most of the people don't hire you unless they are like super wealthy and they really wanted to, and then you are super famous. Then these home decor thing, it's something that you would do. Like one of my classmates, Jane Lockhart. If you know, she has like interior design shows on the Life Network and things like that. So she's very, very well known in the field. But for me, I'm not really that into it. So I was going to try to get a job as a junior designer and stuff. But then by the time we graduate, there's a recession going on. There's a strike going on. All these big building projects downtown are halted. They're all built halfway, and the TD Bank Tower. So like all these bank towers downtown at that time, they're all built halfway, and all the jobs are halted. And then we have no jobs. So I was sitting there doing freelance rendering and drafting for a while, and I was doing nothing. And so I went and bought these Star Trek model kits from a hobby shop.
Were you already collecting stuff at this point?
I was buying stuff. I go to toy shows and stuff to buy the Toy Biz figures and stuff.
Okay.
Back in the days, I do toy trading a lot, and at that time there was this what was this thing? Toy Shop. There was this kind of publication. It's a weekly publication, like a newspaper. It's called Toy Shop.
Okay.
And it's a North American thing. So you subscribe to that thing, you have ads, and you put ads out there, and you said, you have these Star Wars figures, the vintage stuff, Migos.
Oh,
Migos is something that I really like back in the days. It's my childhood thing. Now I throw away my age, but the Migo figures are something that I really, really liked, and my mom threw them all away. So when I come to Canada, I go to toy shows, I see all these Migos, and I want to buy them back, and then I've been trading Migos with people and stuff, and they were relatively easy to get until all of a sudden this whole big news about Leonardo DiCaprio buying a full set of mint in box Migo from a guy for like $500,000 or something like that at that time, and it blows up, and then all of a sudden Migo becomes a very sought after thing because Leonardo DiCaprio wanted them. Yeah. It was funny, and then he bought it from a friend of mine who is a big Migo dealer.
Oh wow.
Back in the days. Yeah, he trade, he do Migos. He has tons of Migos for sale and stuff. He has some of those super rare ones.
So you were posting ads in a
in
magazine.
the toy shop, kind of like a newspaper type of thing. It's like those flyers that you got that's
Oh yeah.
thrown
Comic
to
shop throw
your
them in.
yeah. It's like those flyers you got that thrown into your at your door every week. It's a
Yeah.
weekly thing. So
Comic
every
shop
week there's some
weekly,
news.
yeah.
Yeah. And I remember the best thing that we have in Canada back in the days was that Iceman and the Rogue. The Toy Biz Iceman, the color changing one, and the Toy Biz Rogue. Because the Toy Biz Rogue has a different face on the card, which is exclusive to the Canadian market. It has a different card art, and that one, I'll go to every single Toys R Us around the area, you scoop them up, and then sell them and trade them for other figures to people in the States. The same as the Iceman figure.
Yeah.
And also, that was in the beginning of McFarlane doing the Spawn figures. So they have like they have the Cygor, I remember, is the ape guy.
Right.
And the Melbogia, that big demon guy. Those were one per case down in the States. But then here, in Toys R Us here, they are available as full cases of 12s. So there are tons of them here in Toys R Us Canada, but then in the States they are super rare. So we will go to Toys R Us and buy up a full case of them, and then we'll trade it with my buddies in the States. It's like, okay, can you get these like rare stuff that I cannot get here in Canada for me? And then I'll get you a case of these, and that's like toy trading back in the days. Right nowadays, it's much harder to do these exclusive stuff because more people are doing it. There's eBay. There's there's all sorts of like easier access. But back in the days, if you don't have a contact,
yeah,
you can't get it.
How crazy is that for you now that you were doing that in magazines and whatever, and then now you're just like, I'll just take a picture from my phone, post it to
Facebook, and just post up online, right?
See who wants it internationally, whatever, like down the street or like in the States, another country, and it's just ready to go.
Yeah, like back in the days, you also have to call the guy up in the ad to make sure that he still have the thing.
Who calls? Nobody calls now.
And long distance is so expensive back in the days too. It's like $1 a minute type of thing. It's like crazy.
Yeah. Did you have to use the calling card to call you up?
Yeah. You do like you do prepaid cards, or you just do it with your Rogers bill, and it's like freaking expensive.
Right.
Yeah. Now I feed Qui-Gon.
So then it's this recession, and these buildings aren't developing.
I don't really have a lot of jobs going on, so I was sitting at home, and then I started building these model kits that I found, which are 1/6 scale Star Trek Next Generation model kits, and they are really, really nice looking. And then I was like, okay, I want to know where to buy the rest. But it turns out that it was like a parallel import. It was not an official import. And the guy was telling me that nobody is like distributing these in Canada. So I go and called up the manufacturer, and it was like, hey, can I actually make can I actually buy these and sell them in Canada officially and stuff? And it was like, oh, we don't have the rights to sell to Canada. Their contract only stipulate that they can only sell in the United States. Right. So I have to go up and talk to Paramount at that time, and then I sign a deal with them to be the licensed importer of these Star Trek model kits to Canada, and that's how I started being like a toy business person. It was me on my own, yes.
Oh wow.
Back in this was me, and then my sister was acting as my secretary type of person. We just go and get some cheap suits in the chateau, went in, and seriously, like just like what did you were a kid. You just graduated from university.
So you don't know what's going university. There's no jobs for interior design, and you're like, hey, let me just import these
these things. Yeah.
That's insane, man. That's a really cool. Just for you to notice that like this isn't available.
And it's interesting. Here. It's interesting because these model kits were not like any of the garage kits back in the days. The guy George Stevenson, who is the one making the Star Trek kits in the States, he's a lawyer, so he's pretty well off, and then he loves building garage kits, so he wanted the best quality available and stuff. So we together make like 6 of them available in Canada. So you see the other picture has like all 6 of them. We got Picard, and think about it, back in the days it's like great, the likenesses and everything. We're talking about 1995-ish. So back in the days, these things are like really good looking model kits. The sculptors, they don't have 3D scanning and all this kind of thing, like
Right.
3D printing and everything. It's all hand sculpted. And I got to paint these paint masters, to take pictures for the box art, and it's funny because I can tell you the starry background and the blue, kind of floor, it works perfectly for this.
Yeah.
The blue was my kitchen countertop. The funny thing is, like, like my
Really?
mom's house has a blue kitchen countertop, and that was the blue. That was the kitchen countertop, and then I stick a starry poster that I found in a bookstore, and I stick it in as a background, and then take those pictures.
So wait, so you took these pictures? Did you have to redo the
everything is-
packaging for Canada?
Yeah, we have to redo the packaging for Canada because we need bilingual.
Right, you need in
We need
Canada
French
because
yeah.
of Quebec. There's like you need English and French descriptions on all the packages, as well as food ingredients and whatnot. So
everything
for American
It's
people,
like,
if you see
need
like
French,
Marvel
yeah.
Legends with French stuff, that's why
Yep.
it has to
Yep.
be sold here and the US.
So,
So that's crazy. So you were doing like really early toy photography, like almost ACBA stuff. with
yeah,
just
we're doing toy
base-
photography. We're doing toy painting. Like like I paint all the paint masters for these. I designed the packaging, and back in the days there wasn't Photoshop. All these things are done, in typesetting, and you have to cut it. You have to print it and cut it, and then paste everything, and then you do the layout, and then they have to do the photography, and they have to do the set, and then you have to go and find some real professional people who can actually composite everything together. It's not like you can do it yourself.
right.
When you're doing the compositing and everything, you have to go like do it, and that actually, like I have to use some of my drafting skills, my typesetting skills that I learned from interior design to do these kind of things, which is kind of cool. Like you got to start learning, using things that you learn in university, or else I would think that I would never use anything that I learned from Ryerson, but that is something that I use, that I employed. The other interesting part about these model kits is these are actually made in Japan.
Oh,
Like,
okay, really?
and then they are made by this one guy called Max, as in Max Watanabe from Max Factory.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Back in the days, Max was like, he just started, and he started doing the Guyver model kits, and everybody was like freaking out about the details and the way everything fit together nicely and things. So Max actually helped produce these kits, and he's selling them in Japan. But Star Trek was not that big in Japan at that time,
Right.
so he, his sales is limited. Most of the
I was
sales
gonna
are
say, was
Canadian.
Star Trek ever huge in Japan?
Not really, unfortunately. But that is when he was doing those, and that is when I first met him. I went to Japan. I went to Wonderfest and meet up with him because he has the first test shot of the Deanna Troi and the Data. And then I went over to take some pictures so that I can use those for the instruction sheet and all those kind of things, and get it done and get it approved by Paramount and stuff. And that is when I first know Max, quite a long time ago.
Oh, that is very cool.
Yeah. And now he's like, one of the big guns in Japan, doing the Max Factory stuff with Good Smile Company and Nandroids, Figma and everything. So it was like really cool.
That is just a great name overall, Max Factory.
Yeah. But then the 1/6 scale thing doesn't stop from there, I got those going, and then Star Trek was one of my favorite TV shows, but Star Wars is one of my favorite movies. So I want to do Star Wars stuff. And Kyoto, back in the days, makes the same kind of Star Wars vinyl model kits, the same type of idea. It's like very realistic looking model kits of the Star Wars characters. However, I called Kyoto, and Kyoto was like, "Nah, we don't export." And it was like, "Can I talk to you about it?" No, we don't export. We don't care. We only sell in Japan. We don't have rights, so no.
Okay.
So the Lucasfilm agent that I approached, he was like, "Well, if the Japanese guys don't want to sell it, nothing we can do about it. How about if you can do it yourself? Can you make it yourself? Can you make some, from scratch?" It was like, huh. And because of the Star Trek stuff, I come to know, a bunch of sculptors who's sculpting these, and I was like, yeah, I have sculptors, and then I know some factories and stuff, so I ended up making my own Star Wars ones. So which is like
next slide.
Yeah, you can do the next
there
slide.
We go.
Yeah.
And what year is this?
This is pre special edition. So we're talking about 1996, I think, because 1997 is when special edition came out, and then they announced it's going to be the new trilogy. So we actually end up making 6 of these. You see, there was 10 sculpted,
right,
and made, but we only got to make 6 of these into product, and then Lucasfilm, like, my contract expires and we need to renew, but Lucasfilm wanting me to take on episode 1 as well, and they also at that time wanted like 10 times more upfront, and I just can't afford it as a small company. We did, when I asked for this, nobody wanted it, and I paid $5,000 for a Star Wars license. That's it. I paid $5,000 upfront, and that's it.
How many thousand?
5,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nowadays, if you want like a Star Wars license, it's probably going to be like, $500,000 upfront type of thing.
Oh, for sure.
But back in the days, they don't even have a plan to do a special edition or anything when I applied for it. And then when I get the product out and stuff, they started talking about like special edition and things.
What was it? Did you have a company name at this time?
Well, I used my father's computer company called Polydata, and then my father was like, "I have a company here, so you can use it." And so it's called Polydata. It was just kind of very weird. It's like, what does Polydata got to do with
I can see the product codes here, POL. So Polydata Star Wars.
Polydata Star Wars kids.
That's funny. That's very funny.
You go and search it up, and the way the packaging and everything goes, I started working with a whole bunch of local comic book people and stuff. So am I online, or you're not? People can see me, right?
Yeah, here I can make this.
Yeah. So we have these box art, because back in the days, nobody does box art, and I was the first to do box art. This is by Adam Hughes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
This is by Adam Hughes, and I got the Tusken Raider one done by Ken Lashley. I got a whole bunch of other people doing like Dave Dorman's doing the Lando. Oh
wow.
Yeah. So these box arts like really cool back in the days, and the way the box stack is like you do this and then stack another one on top so you can have the full picture, or you just open the box up and you can see the full picture type of thing. One of the more innovative thing that I did with these ones, with the experience of the Star Trek ones, I tried to sell the Star Trek ones, which is really nice. I took them to Star Trek conventions. Back in the days, they were Trek cons. And I took them to Trek cons, and everybody looked and said, "Oh, this is like amazing. It looks exactly like Picard. Or looks exactly like Data." And it was like, "Do they come this way?" And it was like, "No, you have to put it together and paint them." And it was like, "Well, I can put it together. I can't paint them like that. I don't have the skill." So, and then they walk away and don't buy it. which is
That's
like,
me right now. That's me all the time.
yeah, it's like a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
So when I started doing the Star Wars stuff with the experience of the Star Trek ones, I realized that I have to do something to cater to the Star Wars fans who are not model kit fans.
Yeah.
So we did these as pre-painted vinyl kits.
I'm gonna zoom in on you. Nobody needs to
Yeah.
see me. Hold on 1 second. We're not here for my face. Okay.
So this is back in the days. We're talking about 1995 kind of quality, but it's still, I think, still holds up decently.
And this is a kit.
This is a kit, and you just build it. But then out of the box, it's all painted like this. It's all molded in color and painted, so you don't have to paint it if you don't want to, and it's still like a very nice displayable item. I have a.
But if you had the skills, you could also add. Oh,
Yeah.
that Obi-Wan's so nice.
Yeah, the Obi-Wan one is the one that I'm really proud of. It looks really.
Yeah, you should be. That thing's gorgeous. Ah, my gosh.
Yeah. It actually has two. It has an optional a hood piece. You can actually have the hood up, or if there's an actual optional hood piece, you can glue it with on that is the hood down to show the whole head. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then so in order to show people that this thing's pre-painted, we have a little window.
Yeah, I saw the little the head. It's a
Yeah.
little bit.
So it is one of the first in the industry that we did something like that, and later on, Kotobukiya did their Star Wars.
Can you show the box art again? My friend from the Toy Migos just showed up. This is box art for statues that my friend here, Erik, made. That's beautiful. That's cool packaging even for today. Like if toys came out today like this, that would sell me immediately. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we sold about like 5,000-6,000 of each back in the days, which is pretty good, for a model kit.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then it's cool that you kept some for yourself. They look great. They look like really good condition too.
And basically with that, I started trying to get other like toy development stuff going, and because of these garage kit stuff, I went to this show called Chiller Theater. Chiller Theater is like a show in New Jersey, and there's one in Pasadena. Like twice a year. One is on the West Coast, one on the East Coast.
Okay.
And we hang out with the sculptors. We hang out with a whole bunch of other friends, and friends of friends. And then we started hanging out with with a whole bunch of at that time new comic book guys like Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti and those guys. So I come to be friends with them and hang out and do a lot of things together, and we were doing like Exo Man of War statues and and things like that back in the days with a whole bunch of people. We did. I actually produced that Spawn vinyl kit that Intellect puts out. There's like a Spawn model kit, back in the days, that this company called Intellect puts out, and I'm actually the manufacturing, Asian guy, doing those. And I did as I said, I did the Gen 13 action figure. So you can.
Yeah. I have that picture.
Yeah.
It's like a little slideshow presentation going on.
Yeah. So that is something that I made back in the days for Jim Lee.
Did you hire, was this the same process? You had the same sculptors come up with this?
Yeah, we have sculptors, and then I have to work with Jim and J. Scott Campbell to make sure that everything looks right.
That's awesome.
This is this is the time when Spawn number 25 came out, and then they give away the hamburger head Spawn. I don't know if anybody is old enough to remember that. And then when Gen 1325 comes out, they kind of want to do a giveaway figure as well. So Jim called me up and it was like, hey, Erik, can you help me make a figure? And I was like, okay, let's do it. And we did that. So it's one of the figures. We actually have a line of figures planned, but DC bought up Wildstorm, and then they kind of want a clean slate on everything, so they kind of killed all the deals. And the other three, we sculpted we sculpted a free fall, we sculpted the grunge, and we sculpted Threshold, the bad guy, but never comes around to actually make it. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, Cheney's in the chat. He says, "Oh wow, I love that Fairchild." And Chamba says he loved it too. That's awesome. This is awesome stuff.
Yeah, so I've been in toys. So that's why I love toys a lot, because I know how toys are made, but then I also got to do what I like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and what was the next step from there?
Well, the next step from there was when it's just that things are just slowing down on figure collecting and everything, and I have these deals, these like Fairchild deals. Back in the days, everybody's doing exclusive. There's this online company called American Entertainment. It's like the beginning of not online but mail order back in the days. So they have this company called American Entertainment. They do variants. They're doing variant covers. They do variant figures and everything, and then they buy in big bulk. They are arguably at that time one of the largest single vendor out there in terms of quantity for comic books and action figures and comic book related action figures and stuff. So they bought a whole bunch of figures from me, which is exclusive to them. But they went under. So eventually, I got caught with, some bad cash flow going on because they went under. They didn't pay the bills, and I still have to pay the bills to the factories and all those kind of things. I mean,
right.
And luckily, I don't have to go bankrupt like them, but it cripples my cash flow a lot. And then I was trying to figure out what's next. So I went to New York for licensing show to check out kind of like what kind of stuff should I do next. And one of the things that I was thinking about, I still want to do some 12-inch stuff. So at that time, one of the things that I've been thinking about is like doing Iron Chef figures, because Iron Chef was like a big thing at that time. So I want to do like 12-inch action figures, like G.I. Joe type figures. The back in the days, that's how you pitch them. It's a G.I. Joe type thing, with one body, different heads, and then you have like different outfits and stuff. And you do Iron Chef, that's great, because then you only have to do the heads, and then then you do different accessories and stuff. So I was talking to the Food Network about that, and then I went to the Marvel office just to visit Joe Q and those guys, just to say hi.
Yeah, just casually visit.
Yeah, just casually, because I'm in town in New York, right?
Yeah,
and at that time I'm pitching my friend Longbo, which by the way is his birthday today, so happy birthday, brother. So I'm pitching Long to do a series for Marvel, which is based on X-Men Evolution, the TV show. So they were going to to be doing a book with Long and those guys, and then I was just helping a friend out to find a job type of thing. We started Udon already at that time to try to do some creator-owned stuff, and we're planning, but we have no idea when we're going to put the book out and stuff. But when we get up to there, and then Joe was telling me, like, listen, I have this Burger King job, and I need some artists to do this, and it's about X-Men Evolution.
Burger
King kids meal thing.
Oh yes, okay.
So they have like, I don't know if it's available in Canada.
I have a Nightcrawler X-Men Evolution, I think.
Yeah. So if you have that,
I think I have.
It comes with a little CD.
Yes, I have it. Yeah.
It was one of the first ebooks out there, I would say.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So what we need to do for that particular job is to do 64 pages worth of comics in just 2 months.
It was like a small CD, like one of those.
Yeah, it was a mini CDs
because
nobody can play nowadays.
So CDs are compact discs that music came on. They're in the shape of like that Captain America shield that Erik has in the background. You put them into this thing called a Discman, which is a portable CD player. But sometimes instead of like a disc, they would like have crazy shapes, and sometimes they'd be cut out in different, and like there'd be smaller ones. I thought it was the coolest thing that they would have those different sizes. But that's what CDs are. So you would have these comics. You did the digital comics to put on a little CD-ROM, I guess.
Yeah. So we do those digital comics and stuff, and basically, we only have this is because they only have 2 months to get the whole job done, and you know how comics productions are. You know, most of the creative team nowadays, even nowadays, back then, whenever, you know, are having a hard time doing one book a month, which is 24 pages back then, and now it's 20 pages. And you're trying to jam 64 pages in a 2 month schedule. It's almost impossible to find one team to do it. So they were like, okay, so your guys, you know, the people that you pitch, like Long and those guys, are going to do the main X-Men Evolution book, and we want to get them involved. But then I don't think there's any way that you guys can pump out 64 pages of X-Men comics in just 2 months. And I was like, you know what? Maybe if you don't mind having multiple people. And they were like, no, they were thinking about actually hiring like multiple different artists, whoever is available, and then ask us to color it so that everything kind of looks the same. But I was like, no, it doesn't work that way. Right? Because you have some guy drawing like super cross-hatching style, and you got some guy drawing very open style. Like you got Frank Miller to do something, you got Frank Quiley to do something, and the two Franks are not the same. You know, or you get Frank Cho to do something, you know, all the Franks are not the same. So you can't do it that way. Even like we colored the same, it still looked different. I was like, if you don't mind having different people on the job, I can probably find a whole bunch of people that can do similar style and actually take on the whole thing. So I called up like a whole bunch of people that I know in Toronto, you know, who I've known before here. They're artists, and they're looking for jobs. And I put together a team of 15 people, and then we took the job. And at the end, we actually only have 28 days to do the whole thing because Burger King would not approve a lot of the stories, and you know, and Marvel and their creative guys has to keep on rewriting the stories over and over again. So we only have 28 days to actually finish 64 pages, and we pulled it off. And that's how we started having a career in the comic industry. It's just kind of by fluke. It's just like because I went up to Marvel and say hi to my friends, and ended up taking on a job. Yeah, ended up taking on a job.
You happened to stop by to visit Joe Quesada, and he had this ready, which means he didn't have anyone else for it at the time. Like he had 2 months left to do it, and he's like,
yeah, they're still trying to figure out what to do and how to actually get it done. And then eventually, I was like, okay, you know, like let's get it done this way, and that is what happened, and that's how Udon started. It wasn't meant to be Udon. It was meant to be just the 15 of us doing the job. But then, when it comes to actually vouchering for the job, they have only penciler, inker, and colorist. But then the way we separate the job, we do it in kind of like an Asian type way, like an Asian comic book studio type way, which is like somebody draws the character, somebody draws the background, and somebody color the background, somebody color the character, and then, you know, a guy doing composite, and then, you know, the guy would do the other effects and lighting effects and changing, you know, the moods and everything on top.
Oh wow!
And so the job was segregated a lot, and I was the one doing the final tweaking, making sure that everything, you know, gels together, all the scenes, all the things that comes together properly. So it's a team effort of all 15 people involved. So when they go like, okay, you know, we need to try to figure out how to build this thing, and Marvel was like, nope, our system can only build pencil, inks, and colors. So I was like, but we don't do it that way. We have to split that. Then they were like, do you have a company? Can you build it under a company? And it was like, yeah, we can build it under Udon, I guess, and make it like a Udon job. And then, you know, and then we will split the money internally, however we figure it out. And it was like, oh, that's great. And that's how Udon's kind of formed, as a group, as a studio.
That's
And
so crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. It's like completely by chance. And then we did this job. We showed them we can do it. And then afterwards, they keep on sending me more jobs because like Eric, I need this. Eric, we need this. We need this quick, and we need this. We need more of this. And we started doing all sorts of things for them. With Deadpool, Taskmaster, X-Men Evolution, and then we started coloring a lot of their stuff. We colored like a whole run of Salvador Larroca's X-Men. We do the Daredevil Elektra series coloring, and we do some inking. We do a lot of different things. Like working with a lot of the greatest talents. At that time. And we learn a lot from those guys too.
So you're doing interior design. You get into toys. You're looking for a toy license for Iron Chef.
Yeah, and
had you ever considered comics before stepping into that Marvel office?
No, I mean, like I always liked comics. I always want to be creative about things, but then I never thought that I would have a publishing career. In fact, like even at that time, we are just a studio. We are a creative studio. We're not a publisher. It's not until Street Fighter comes around, and we really like Street Fighter and Marvel and Capcom. Like those kind of things. Those two things kind of like combine together because of the Marvel versus Capcom games, the X-Men versus Street Fighter games. So we are really, really in love with those, and then we wanted to do the comics. However, we brought it up with Marvel, and then they were like, "No, we make books, we make characters, and we license out to people. We don't normally license things, from people. So they don't really wanted to do it." And I was like, okay. And then we tried to talk to a couple other guys about it too, and most other people just don't want Street Fighter
as a comic,
as anything, because Street Fighter they think is a dead property. At that time, even Capcom thinks it's a dead property. You walk up to Capcom and it was like, "Are you sure you want Street Fighter?" Like Dino Crisis is the hottest thing at that time. So they were like, why don't you do Dino Crisis? It was like, like who the hell still remember Dino Crisis, man? Yeah, this figure is cool actually. So I don't know. You say you don't know about this figure.
I don't know what this is.
So this guy, in Power Rangers, you have the putties.
Right. This
guy is the putty of Kamen Rider.
I assume that's why my friend had 4 of these.
Yes, they are the generic. They're the stormtroopers in Kamen Rider. They're the putty guys in Kamen Rider.
The detail on this belt. This is all.
That's sculpted. The Shocker symbol. Shocker is the bad guys in Kamen Rider, and these are the Shocker goons. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Are there different classes of them? This is a Shocker combat man.
Yeah, there are Shocker commanders, which still has the bone thing, but then it has a red face.
Comes with this knife.
Yeah, they have a lot of accessories too.
And some sort of bolt. Oh man, Toyrensu says Onimusha. I think I remember that. That was a game, right?
Yeah, Onimusha. Yeah, we actually published an Onimusha manga.
I think I have some of those, dude. So after finding out, so this is totally by chance. I told the story when Chamba was on, because it was kind of a fluke. But now you're here, right? Before Chamba came on, I was looking at some of his comics, and I'm looking at the insert or the first page where it has all the credits, and it's like Udon Entertainment,
right? Chief
of Operations Erik Ko, address whatever, Ontario, Canada. And then I did a double take. I'm like, Ontario, wait, this is the same city as me. Like this is the same. Yeah. So then I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? And then I look at the name again. I'm like, Eric.
Yeah, now you know it's me.
That's a very familiar name.
The guy who somehow sat at McDonald's and chatted toys with you for like 2 hours or 3 hours that night.
I met you years before.
It was like what, 3 years ago?
Yes.
I can't remember which Hot Toys were you buying from me for Patrick. It's for Patrick, right?
I forget who it was. I think it was
It's from the guy in Arilla. It's from for the.
I know I met up with. I
he's
think it
now-
was a Spider-Man.
I think it was something like that. I don't remember which Hot Toys it was, but then
Yeah.
you were buying a Hot Toys from me for this other guy who becomes a dealer of Hot Toys nowadays.
Right.
Yeah. Because he owns a comic shop.
Yeah, so we sat in the McDonald's. We had this deal. This was and we didn't have to read a solicitation in a comic book newsletter. This was through Facebook or something like that. And I'm just like, hey, I've met this person with the same name, and I look, and I'm like, holy crap, it's the same. It's the same person. Like, what's going on? This is the craziest coincidence. Just to know that, like, something, and then the more I looked into it, the more I talked to you and Chamba and looked into the stuff. I found out I have more stuff that Udon has worked on.
We have worked on a
Street
lot
Fighter
of things.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't know if you guys have the Inception Blu-ray disc. We worked on that Inception comic in the Blu-ray.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we did that. We did the first. There's the Godzilla poster for Legendary Pictures, and we did that one too. That is like the first announcement that they got the Godzilla deal back in the days, and they made it into a T-shirt with like a VR thing, which was a big deal back in the days. Like, oh, it's a VR thing that you scan that logo, and then the Godzilla would actually spit fire out of his mouth, type deal, which is like, ooh, it's pretty amazing.
Spit hot fire.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then I started digging through my comic bins, and then like literally just now finding out that that Burger King Nightcrawler CD.
Oh, it's still there? You still have it?
Well, that that was your first thing. You know, I'm probably gonna have to look it up if I still have it. Art G's in the house. How you doing, man? Winger Lou says Eric has a better memory than Kevin. Yeah, he definitely does.
Man, this thing is so cool. I've never opened this one. It was like, look at this.
Hold on 1 second. Here we go. That's you.
That's the Darth Vader samurai Taisho Darth Vader from the movie Realization from Bandai.
So you collect a lot of Hot Toys and Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. I just collect like the Star Wars stuff nowadays. I just collect the cool stuff like these. I think it's like really nice looking. You know, it's very different.
Yeah, those are very unique because you're not really getting that anywhere else. You're not getting it in another scale. You're not getting it in media like a comic or a show or something. That's the only one, the Realization line. And
man, I hope like Hot Toys can do like a 12-inch ones like this. It would be kind of rad.
That would be crazy. Do you have the stormtroopers that go like? There's different stormtroopers as well, right?
I actually deliberately stayed away from those stormtroopers because there's so many of them. So I just bought the key characters like Vader. I bought Darth Maul. I bought 3PO, and I got like like Boba Fett. Yeah, but I stayed away from all the troopers because like there's too many of them. I can't just keep buying them. And they're exclusive ones too, because like I think the Sand Trooper is an exclusive, from Wonderfest or something like that. So like there's a couple that's like super expensive nowadays.
Yeah. So then you mentioned
it's actually a pretty good size with the Black Series.
Isn't it like 10? Is it 10-inch or 8-inch?
This is 6. This is about like 7 inches. Because I'm standing it next to each other. So they are in a pretty decent scale together. Look at it.
Oh, you opened the Qui-Gon too. I missed that.
Yeah. Oh, open the Qui-Gon.
You're a ninja with that knife. You cut both of those open when I was doing the shout outs. Yeah, but you mentioned earlier the stuff with Marvel and Capcom and Street Fighter.
Yeah, so with Street
Okay.
Fighter, we try to take it to Marvel and ask them, hey, can you get the license and we can draw it for you? And then they were like, no. And it was like, okay. And then we ended up walking up to Capcom and it was like, hey, can we do Street Fighter? And they were like, well, are you sure you don't want Dino Crisis? It was like, no, I just want Street Fighter. I was like, okay, it's a dead property. If you guys want to do it, who cares? And then they give it to us. We just went and get the license and get the rights to Street Fighter, and then we started doing our own comics through Image. And that's how, again, by fluke, we started being a publisher ourselves. We're doing self-publishing. It was never meant to be. We were only going to be, taking jobs from Marvel and DC and Dark Horse, and Image and all those guys. And then we go to Image. It's like, hey, can we actually publish through you guys too? And it was like, yeah, sure. And so we did that, and then the rest is history. This Udon started that way officially as a publisher, and we, with the Street Fighter comics, we gained the trust of Capcom because they understand that we know the source material, we really like the thing, we respect the thing, we don't do any like crazy, romance or something going on. I mean, there are some guys that keeps on petitioning us to do a Ryu and Chun-Li romance story, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do that. It's actually very interesting. And the only other Street Fighter things that's out there back in the days was the Malibu comics, where I think they killed Ken at the second volume.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a Malibu comics. I don't know if anybody remember that. There was a Malibu comics with Street Fighter, and it was like a very, very like weird story and plot that they have. It's I don't even know. I remember reading it. It was like, what the hell is this? And then we started doing our stuff, and we take this, we research, and we take the time to figure out all the timelines and everything. So at least we got those things going. And afterwards we started growing, and then you see, we started doing art books. On in the middle there, in the middle left side, you see the Eternal Challenge. That is the first art book that we ever put out, which is a Street Fighter art book. And from there we grow and get all these other art books going. We got all these comics and manga going, and now we become a full blown, manga and comic and art book publisher, more so than comic book stuff nowadays. So it's been 20 years since Udon started. Can't believe it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I see some Thundercats here. I think I have some of those. Oh man, I have some of those Thundercat books too.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff for Wildstorm back in the days because of my relationship with Jim. We did all of the Robotech stuff. We did some Thundercat stuff, and most of the other stuff you see are our own things. Deadpool. If you guys should actually go and find the Avengers Assemble, the third book at the top there. That one is part of the Mangaverse. And at the top there, yeah.
Oh, right here, yeah.
Right next to Deadpool. Yeah, that one is part of the Mangaverse thing. And I recently got a chance to look back at that book. It's still one of the best thing that we have done. That I feel that we really pour our hearts in, because it's one of our first jobs, and we were like, we want to do all these little things, and we take the Avengers concept and mangafy it so they become a Power Ranger team. They become a Sentai with their own robot, and then the way the robot goes, it's basically like a Power Ranger concept, right? It's a
oh wow.
I don't even remember, has Power Ranger come up yet at that time, or it was just Sentai, because I grew up watching Sentai and Lighters, so it's like, okay, let's do it this way. It will be cool. And Avengers Assemble is the vehicles assemble, it becomes the big Iron Man. So that's the whole part, is like, when they, when the Sentais or the Ranger teams, when the Zords need to combine together, they always yell something
Right.
like Megazord combine or something like that. And it was like, and then like these guys would go Avengers assemble, and then basically, the vehicles combine, and then they transform into
very
a
cool.
big Iron Man robot. And I was like, that's something that I was like, oh, this is like really great. Even looking back at it now, 20 years later, it was like, it's kind of like awesome that I kind of want to do more of it actually.
Does anyone in the chat have those comics? Is anyone here reading comics for 20 years?
20 years ago, yeah.
I see.
One of the other thing, now we're talking about Asian heritage thing that we are, very proud of, and I'm very proud of getting involved, is that Zen book. It's based on the Monkey King, this book. It's something that me and Kevin Lau did together, and we take the Monkey King story, and we put some sci-fi fantasy elements to it. It's kind of like, with what if Monkey King is in kind of like a Final Fantasy type setting. It's a very fun project to do. We did 2 series before Harris kind of like shuts down, like the publisher shuts down and doesn't exist anymore. I think they sold everything to Dynamite nowadays. So technically, Dynamite can republish this one, but I haven't seen them doing anything. The trade paperbacks are still out there. I think you can still buy the old trades, and that was like one of the fun things for me to do.
When you sent me these pictures before we started, it jogged my memory. I think I have some of these books as well. So there's a lot of your fingerprints on a lot of my collection around here, which is pretty cool to see.
So Wing or Lose asked, how did you come up with the company name? Officially, the way we explain the name Udon is basically like we are very heavily Asian influenced, especially Japanese influenced back in the day. So we wanted something that kind of represents the Asian influence in us. And Udon kind of have a nice tone to it, and then the way it goes is we work with different people, right? So we are the basic, we're the noodles, but then with different clients is the different ingredients. So it's like you want a spicy noodle. So it's basically a jam, right? So basically we are the bowls of noodles, but with different clients interacting with us, it becomes a different bowl served to the client's need. That's basically the concept behind the name.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then to the artist that works, at Udon, we manage them, we represent them, so we bring food on the table to them too, and we're not trying to do anything fancy. We're not trying to be like the superstar or whatever. We just really want to be like down to earth, make food for ourselves, right? So that's kind of basically the explanation behind the name. The truth is
that's an incredible backstory for the name, man. I love it.
That is the backstory behind the name. But the truth is, all these things are made up after the fact.
You're a good storyteller, man. Great storyteller.
The only stuff that are made up after the fact is like we have to have something behind the name. I remember that day, we were sitting around trying to figure out the name for the company, and then we throw in like really, really cool stuff like Thunderstrike Studio, and then it's like, what is more cool than Wildstorm? Because like Jim Lee's Wildstorm is like
you have to one up him.
So it's like, what? How can I one up Jim? And it's like, and then it was like, like how about Thunderstrike? Like Thunderbolt or whatever. It was like, it's too cheesy.
Versus Thunderstrike.
Yeah, it was like, no, this is too cheesy and stuff. So we never get around, and then we put down everything, and at the end of the brainstorming session, we're so hungry. We started going like, what are we going to get for food? And it was like pizza, or you want to go udon, or you go ramen, or whatever. It's like we're thinking about what to eat, and I think Arnold or Ken, one of those guys, started jotting down all these food terms on the sheet. Order. Yeah, and then after the meal, we come back and we look at it, and it was like, udon has a pretty good ring to it. It's interesting, and then it was like, okay, we have to come up with something to explain why we want this name, and then we was like, can we come up with something? And then we come
And
up with
then
like,
more brainstorming.
yeah, and more brainstorming, and then we was like, yeah, the more we think about it, the more we liked it, so we used the name Udon. And Arnold comes up with that. Arnold Sang, who is now one of the leading, creative guy in Overwatch. He come up with the logo, and I really like that logo that we have. It's really simple. It's a circle with 2 chopsticks, but it's really efficient and great. That's how really the Udon name comes up.
I'm glad it wasn't like someone had lunch and then they tripped and dropped a bowl of noodles on you or something, and then that's how the name came about.
Yeah, pretty much.
Almost there.
It's almost like that. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Man,
So we did those things, and lately we have been getting into merchandise and stuff. So you see, like, this T-shirt is like a Udon shirt that is available for pre-order right now. So go to Udon store right now and check it out. And we still do a lot of like little comic stuff, but then we do pins, we do shirts, we do some merchandise. And the reason why we doing all these merchandise and stuff is basically because we go to cons. We used to do Comic-Con exclusive like books, hardcovers, and we do Comic-Con exclusive, like comics and everything. But it's getting to a point that people really do not want to carry a 5-6 pound hardcover around. It's just too heavy for them, and they don't want to do that anymore. And they want something easy. They want something quick. So we started, and I'm a big Disney pin collector. I collect a lot of Disney pins. I love Disney pins. Yeah.
Disney's huge with their pins. Like when you go to Disney, like they have pins for everything. And there's a lot of hardcore collectors for that stuff. Like people trade and like resell them and stuff.
It's the pin trading that gets me. I never know about Disney pin until like about maybe 7-8 years ago. I took my daughter to Disney. And I have no idea. I have no idea there's the pin trading thing going on. I have zero idea, because I went to Disney when I was very young, and I think back in the days there's no such thing with my parents and stuff. Maybe I wasn't aware of it,
right?
But I was a kid back then. And then the next time I went to Disney is with my kid, and then we went to Disney. I remember we were at the big main Disney store, and then this one guy. I was pushing my daughter. She was about like maybe 4 years old or so. And then this one guy came by and it was like, "Do you have a pin?" And it was like, "No, we don't have a pin." And he was trading pins with the staff. And I was like, "So how does it work?" And the guy was like, "Do you have a pin to trade?" I was like, "We don't." And then he pulled it out from his pocket and gave a pin to my daughter. I was like, "Now you have one to trade." And it was a quite magical moment that,
it's a magical pin elf.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. So it was like, oh, it was really cool. So I started talking to the staff. It's like, so what exactly is going on? How does it work? And it was like, oh, so you can go to the pin trader booth over there and you can go and buy these pins, and then we can trade whatever you have, and whatever extras you have you don't want, and we can trade one-on-one. It was like, oh, that's very interesting. And it has to be this Mickey Mouse pin and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So it got me hooked for that trip. So I went to the booth and bought a whole bunch, and we traded a whole bunch. And afterwards I started looking into Disney pins and everything. I was like, oh, this is like really cool stuff. And I started collecting all these pins, and it never stopped afterwards. And then we were like, why aren't there any cool Street Fighter pins? I wanted to do something like that. And it's at the same time when Marvel is doing their pins at their booth at Comic-Con. So they were doing the Marvel Scotty Young pins, and I love those. So I went to the Marvel booth and hogged there all the time, trading with people and buying them and stuff. So it was like, oh, it's really cool. And then it was like, okay, we should try doing our own pins, because pins are a big deal at San Diego Comic-Con. So I was like, okay, let's do that. So we started planning doing our pins, and then we did the first series of Street Fighter pins about 6 years ago. Yeah, that's how we started. And now we started doing a lot of other see if I can get these. Yeah, so we started doing like these other Street Fighter stuff, with like the Street Fighter characters,
Let
with
me,
some cooler stuff.
There we go.
Yeah, and then we have like the Easter egg ones are the ones that for seasonal for Easter.
Oh, I have the website. What am I doing?
So yeah, most of these things are still available on our website if you guys are interested about it. Shameful plug.
No, I pulled it up.
I'm very honored to be able to do the Evangelion stuff too, because I'm a big Evangelion fan. So I'll be able to do like these Evangelion pins, the Robotech stuff. Yeah.
Looks cool, man. How do I change collections here? Street Fighter?
You just go and click this thing and it will become something else. Yeah, some of the stuff's not online for now because it's the Mega Man page. You might want to do search or something.
Pins. I know how to use the internet.
Yeah, we are promoting what we call Mega May, which is like May is the Mega Man month, so that's why most of the stuff featured right now on our website is Mega Man stuff.
I see you also have on that collage earlier. There was the random views as one of the covers.
Yeah, Random Views is like one of the books that we published. That Chamba did.
Shout out to Chamba.
Yep.
Oh, look at these pins.
Yeah, those other pins from 6 years old.
My goodness.
Ooh, this Darth Maul is like really cool.
That's very cool. Nice, man. So you have that that one shirt that you're wearing now. That's the Mega Man shirt.
Yeah, that's the one that we are selling right now because we normally do these shirts in a pre-order basis, and it's very hard for us to gauge what size and whatnot, in terms of how many shirts to produce. I remember like when cons are still around. 2 years ago, we went to PAX East, which is in Boston. And then we bought a whole bunch of shirts there to sell. And eventually we sell all the smaller sizes, and the bigger sizes are all sitting there at the end. Nobody's buying them, and we have to pack them and bring it back. Right. And then the year afterwards, we are planning on going to PAX again. And it was like, oh, remember last year we sold out all the mediums and the smalls and the large, but all the extra large and the 2XLs doesn't sell. So we should bring less of those, and we're going to bring more of the smaller sizes because it seems that the Boston people are skinnier. And God damn it, I don't know what happened for that 1 year, because the year afterwards, all the large sizes got sold out like right away, and then all we got left are all the small sizes afterwards. It was like, so what happened there? Is like everybody in Boston gained weight for in the last year. So I don't know what happened. It's just like it doesn't work out. So it's really hard for us to figure out the amount of shirts that we have to produce. So we rather do it as a pre-order, and it's all made to order. How many do we need? And and we don't have things sitting around, and then we want to keep refreshing new styles, every month. So these shirts are mainly like limited release that we will only produce on a pre-order basis. And once the pre-order is done, then then we retire them and we will move on to the new design. Because some of you might know that the last Mega Man foil shirt has the X-ray going on. So half Mega Man printed, and a half is the X-ray with the silver. That was the last shirt, and this one is like the new neon one with the rainbow foil. So
yeah, a lot of the shirts that I order now, the sizing, if I want to stock them, it's like I maybe buy 2 or 3 smalls and mediums combined, and a lot more big boys coming out supporting. These shoes are the most swaggerless shoes I've ever seen. So I don't know what this is. That's not going to be touched. Jonathan said, "Can you show what the short legs look like on that? Is this a leg? Is it supposed to be a leg?
This might be a.
It's here, right? It looks like it's
weird.
this joint, but why are his legs so short? Somebody help me out, because then
I
he
have
would be.
no idea. It does look like a leg.
But then the rest of his body, this is definitely a calf muscle right here.
Or maybe you can use it for a boot or something like that. If you have a
John
boot.
says to make it shorter, but won't his regular?
Yeah, that's what the
body be
chopper
the
is
same?
saying. It's for boots. Maybe it's for boots.
Oh, it's for boots if they have like a sculpt. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I never
It
got
has this
into
joint here.
the 12-inch super articulate stuff. This is kind of like a shrunk down Hot Toys, right?
Okay.
Never get into those because if I started those, I'll be in so much trouble.
You can make the legs long or short. It's not making the person long or short. Now that makes more sense because I'm just like, why does he look like Cotton Hill where his shins are gone? Somebody tell me, somebody in the chat, please be a King of the Hill fan. And that I hope that reference is just not lost on everyone.
Look at the Darth Maul.
I killed 50 men. Let me see. Yeah, that Darth Maul and the
Darth Maul is like, this is so cool. It actually like it has a mask. You can like take off the mask and see the whole face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has a half mask.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and you can see the whole face, but then the skull mask looks really cool too. It's metallic. The mask is metallic in colors.
All right.
Yeah.
D4 Berserk. They know what I'm talking about. This thing is actually okay. So I bought this. I was gonna do a kit bash. I don't know what it was gonna be. I think it was gonna be a Monkey King.
You would need a lot of parts.
Yeah, clearly it wasn't gonna be a blank body of myself. A little bit too defined for me. But this is the joints are tight. Like I thought this thing was stuck, but now that I've loosened it, the head sculpt moves around real nice. Got a really small butterfly here. I'm just doing a live review.
Yeah, the body looks very compatible in terms of articulation to any of the 6-scale bodies.
Yeah, this is 1/12, and then I got it from John at Heroes World. Like, look at that. There.
Anybody in Toronto who has never visited Heroes World needs to go there. Needs to talk to John and Andre. They're like one of the coolest people uptown, selling toys and and selling comics and stuff.
Have you been? Have you known them for a while? I mean, you've obviously been in the game a long time. They've been around a while as well.
I've known them before they started Heroes World, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we are very close, and like we're so close. They're actually at my wedding, so figure it out.
Nice.
Go figure. So like we are really good friends, and they're really good people.
Absolutely.
I mean, there are a lot of good people, in Toronto in the comic book scene, like Heroes World, John and Andre, Cyber City, Darren's a really good guy too, and then you have Carlos with Gotham Central in Mississauga. Those few guys are like really good friends of mine, and I always try to do a shout out to them because nowadays business is hard, with the lockdown and everything, and they would need everyone's support to go and buy stuff from them.
Yeah, foot traffic is down
and stuff. Yeah, it's really tough for retailers nowadays. So.
The lockdown has kind of extended. They've extended it to June 2nd, I believe. I just heard today.
Yeah,
so.
they just extended the lockdown to June 2nd, so I don't know how it's going to affect everything.
But man, how since like you kind of bring all these artists together and work together, like you're telling in that story with Marvel, bringing everyone together, everyone compartmentalized, everyone's doing a different job. It's like that's been your format since the beginning, right? Oh, you're opening the Shenron, nice.
Well, we have been doing a lot of different things, but nowadays, the guys are with the digital art and everything going on. Things are less of a collaboration. Like the guys are more capable on their own. Like Chamba, it's like a one-man band. He can do pencil, inks, and colors and effects and everything, himself. And most of the guys learn to do everything themselves nowadays. So it's much easier to manage in a certain standpoint.
Right. So, like, you were basically already adapted to COVID and quarantining at home kind of business model, right, or company model.
Well, the interesting thing is, it's interesting because back in the days when people ask like, oh, like, can I visit the Udon office and stuff? We always go like, no, you can't. But people's like, why? Like, it would be cool. And then there are actually opportunities, like, the media. There's some guys go like, I would like to film how, like the people work at Udon and things. It was like, no, we can't do that. It's basically like we all work at our own home, right? And it's a little bizarre. And if you're going to come, you're going to just come see me sitting here Skyping with people or what's the point? There's no collaboration involved, right? Exactly, or like what office, right? But we're talking about like 15 years ago when home office was not a common thing,
right?
And a lot of people think that for what Udon has been doing, we publish so many books, we do so many jobs for clients and whatnot, that we are a pretty big and established place, but in reality, we don't have a place. We never have a place. And this is how Udon kind of survived all these years, is we keep the overhead low. I'd rather take in the payment from clients and split it among, the artists to give them the best, kind of rate that they can have. So everybody, can survive and everybody can make more money than, then a landlord can make our money. What's the point? What's the point of paying a landlord, thousands of dollars on rent while we can actually do it at home? And everybody's at home anyway. Like the funny thing that the people don't know is Udon is a very international operation, because we are like me. Like I'm here in Toronto. We have a couple guys in Toronto, and then most of the other guys are not even in Canada with me. Like Chamba is in Australia. Long is in California. We got, I got some people in Japan. I got some people in Hong Kong. I got some people in Korea. One of the main Street Fighter colorists is actually in Norway. One of the Street Fighter, the couple of the new Street Fighter guys, doing artwork and stuff, designing the pins and stuff. Like they are from. One is in France. One's in Chile.
Wow,
it's all over the place.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah. I remember during the Burger King time, we have two teams.
Burger King era?
Yeah, the Burger King time, we have two teams. We have the California team, which is Long and those guys. That's 5 people in there. And the other 10 people are actually in Toronto. But the Toronto crew, we all camp out at my mom's house, and then we just like stay there, and and then we work nights after nights for that month and a half, while Long and those guys is in California doing that. But then there are a couple guys still working at home because they have things that they need to stay home, even they're in Toronto. So we don't have an FTP at that time. The only way to actually send files to my computer was through ICQ.
Wow.
Yes. Who is old enough to know what ICQ is? Who is old enough to remember that? Uh-oh.
Yeah, message coming up. Uh-oh.
Right.
That's funny.
So I set up so that all the Udon guys will have automatic receive files on my ICQ chat thing. And then, whenever I'm sleeping or not or whatnot, whenever they send something, it will automatically receive and put it in their own, respective folder. And
Because you
that's
have to
where all
download
the
all overnight because the
oh, the internet
connection.
is slow, man. Back in the days, damn. It was not, let's see. It was not as bad. It was a little better. But was it was still on dial up, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was still on dial up, and I have to make sure that I disable the call waiting, because if the call waiting beep comes in, it cuts your internet.
Absolutely. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I remember back in the days, you found a song, you found an MP3 song, and then it's gonna take you like 3 hours to download a song.
Dude, you come back and like it's the wrong, you download a movie and it's the wrong video, it's the wrong file, and you're like, shit.
Yeah,
All that
two
bandwidth
days,
wasted.
right?
Yep.
You do the AOL thing. Welcome to AOL.
Man, that's a throwback right there. This
Yeah.
guy really poses.
That's cool. That's
I don't know if anyone saw earlier. I had him doing sit-ups. That's how posable it is.
You know what's great about these like naked body figures? It's a really good reference for anatomy when you draw.
Right. For artists.
Yeah, we used to have these wooden figures for
Yeah.
you to draw anime,
sure.
and it's like, those are crap, man. Like, what's going on? You don't do this. You don't use this at all. But yeah, but this is really cool.
That's very old school. The wooden ones. I've seen them at like art supplies and Michaels and stuff, right?
Yeah,
But I mean, how can you compare with this?
yeah. This is the way. Man,
So
this
what kind of
Shenron-
stuff is that you can mention that Udon is doing now, other than the merchandising?
Mostly they're doing merchandising and stuff. That's what we're focusing on nowadays. We still have a couple client jobs here and there, but without announcing anything, I can't tell you what it is.
Yes, that's fair.
I mean, like, and that is one of the things, when people ask, like, can I go and visit Udon's office? It was like, no, because we have a lot of confidential stuff, going around here, and we can't afford, anybody taking pictures of it or whatnot, which is one of the excuses of not letting people come to the office.
You guys are really good at making backstories and alibis. It seems like just backtrack and like, oh, maybe we'll just write a backstory. I mean, I guess that all goes with making comics and whatnot.
Writing stories, yeah.
Yeah,
Writing
exactly.
believable stories. Holy shit, this thing. Look at this.
Dude, that was on Amazon Canada like 3 Christmases ago. And I think it was this one year, 3 or 4 Christmases ago, Boxing Days, where they just had crazy clearance sales all the time. And I think that's one of the ones. Him and Nappa are the two that I passed on that I totally regret, because Nappa was down to like
this thing is so long. It's
60
like,
or 70.
yeah, I think that's when I bought it. It's from that Amazon sale, but I never got around to open it until today.
Yeah, and I like it's cool because it has a base to put all the Dragon Balls, right? From all
Yeah,
the
it has
Epic
this thing.
Dragon Ball figures.
It has this thing.
Which
And then-
that was
and
one of
then-
the reasons I was collecting Dragon Ball. I think I preferred collecting that stuff over the DBZ stuff, but I was buying a lot of the Dragon Ball stuff, and I'm like, oh, I should buy this. I don't really need it, but it also comes with the 4-star Dragon Ball, and so I'll buy it. I'm like, what are you doing? Why am I buying a $90-$100 toy for like?
It's really cool. Look, like the beginning of the neck, the top of the neck has like all sorts of articulation. It's like the head, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 joints here. Just and the neck part is 7 joints, and you can do whatever you want with it, right? And then you have the arms, and then you can twist this, to kind of form, you kind of want to do it like whichever way, longer or shorter, or like snake it up. Yeah, it's crazy. And the eyes, the glossy red eyes. I don't know if you can see this here. The eyes are like really glossy with a
Yeah,
different
that
red
looks great.
tone. Yeah, it really pops. Man,
Do you have a display of Dragon Ball stuff?
No, I haven't started my Dragon Ball display. So as you can see, the back here, like I got a couple things here and there. I kind of want to also always open up more stuff to display, but I'm switching things around. There's like the top right there.
You're in the right place, Eric.
Yeah, like there. This shelf was all Iron Man before. It was all the non-movie Hot Toys Iron Man, which is like the variants that they do, like like the what do you call that thing? The stealth armor, the stealth Mark 7, the Arctic Mark 7, and things like that. And I have all those like weird armors, and I started putting them away. I just haven't been able to locate those 3 boxes. And then I want to switch it up to something else. I started opening up some of the Kamen Rider 01s, SH Figure Arts to put up there. Yeah, and then I got the Chinese Ghost Story set of 1/6 scale figures, there, and I really like that set. Although 2 of them are like unlicensed, only the Leslie Jung one is a licensed figure, but those turn up really well. I don't really like that movie. So, yeah. Then I have my bounty hunters here, but I'm gonna switch things up a little bit sooner or later.
Nice. Oh yeah, always got to rotate the displays, especially when you have so much stuff on deck waiting to open. Do you miss making toys?
A little bit. I think right now, making the pins and all those kind of things, kind of scratch my itch on toy making. Because to be honest with you, like making toys costs a lot of upfront money compared to like pins and and apparel and stuff like that. I always appreciate manufacturers like Bandai, Hot Toys, all those guys who makes really intricate stuff. Like you can see this, like the dragon here, with each part is a different mold. They don't recycle the thing. I don't see any of them being like a reused part. I mean, like Marvel Legends, they reuse the parts a lot, and I can understand that because every single tooling costs money.
Right.
So if they can reuse things, they will reuse things because it saves the cost of the figure. Right. But that's why I really appreciate like Hot Toys doing the Iron Man stuff versus most of the other figures that is like a new costume but using the same kind of body. But when they do an Iron Man, every single part is a tooling. So the Iron Man tooling is going to be super expensive compared to a Captain America, which is only the head, and then the rest of the costume is just tailoring.
Yeah. There's so many people, so many companies making so much stuff now. Do you ever just look and be like, you know what, you guys make it, I'll just buy it, and I'm just gonna go, I'll do it something else. I'll make pins and I'll be a collector.
Pretty much, pretty much that's kind of how I'm looking at right now, is like I can enjoy them rather than getting frustrated. Like one of the things, because I'm in the industry, I was in the industry, there are things that I would look at, I was like, no, I'm never gonna buy this. Case in point, Funko Pop. I do not have a single Funko Pop. Oh, backtrack. No, I have one Funko Pop. A friend of mine gave me one.
Okay, that doesn't count.
And it's a Guan Gong. It's a Guan Yu figure.
Oh yeah, okay.
The Chinese Romance of the Three Kingdom guy with the long beard and the red face.
Yeah,
it's kind of like every single Chinese family needs to have a Guan Gong statue. So
do you have it at the doorway, at the front on the ground?
No, but I have it in another room, and it kind of like facing the front of the house type of thing. It's just
right.
It's just for the sake of all right. Like I'm Chinese and I kind of need to have a Guangdong figure somewhere. And then my friend was like, okay, no, so this is for you, and then she brought it for me. Just
see, John, but the only pops that I have are gifts. They're gifts from people who know you like, I guess, like comic-y stuff, and they don't know what else to get you. So like, oh, I'll just get a pop toy. But I didn't even know that they made a pop of the one you were talking about.
Yeah, it was an Asian exclusive. I don't even think that it was available here in North America at all. It's an Asian thing, from one of those Asian toy show or something like that. So it's kind of funny. But otherwise, I stay away from Funko Pop. It was like it's meant to be. The thing about Funko Pop is, I'm not saying that they're not nice, but it's meant to be a very cheap bobblehead toy for people to buy. It's like a $10 item, but eventually they over license themselves like crazy, and they have to keep turning out new IPs because of the fact that they sign so many licenses, and there's a reason to it. There's a business reason to why they're doing it like that. And eventually they can only afford to do one run of everything, and then if you sold out of it, if they sold out of it, you cannot find it anywhere else anymore. They move on to the next thing, and then that's the scarcity of it. It's like it's kind of like it's hard to get just because of that.
Oh, so that's probably why there's that crazy resale market for.
Yeah, because if you can't find it, then you can't find it anymore. That type of deal.
Right.
That's the whole ordeal of it. But
hey, what's up, Yoko? Yoko used to work at Funko.
Oh yeah,
perfect timing. No, because I used to have in the back row of my DTOF. I think I've told this before. I used to have a Batman, a Robin, and a Green Arrow, comic Green Arrow.
Right.
And I saw on Facebook somebody's like, "Oh, this thing sells for like $200-300." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" They're like,
Whoa.
"No, seriously." And I was at work. This is when people were still in the office, so I texted my fiance. I'm like, "Go to the DTOF number 2 and
check it out
in the shelf, second row. Take a picture of the Green Arrow that I have there." And she sends it, and sure enough, it's the same one. So I ended up.
Did you sell it?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude! It was a $300 DTOF shelf, DTOF riser. What am I sell that still? So I joined like every Funko Pop Facebook group that I could in Canada, in Toronto, and then somebody bought it for like $3 something because it's this comic Green Arrow from, I don't know, like a really early wave. Nobody I don't know, they couldn't find it anymore. Yoko says, "I can't believe I came into this, haha." It's the same. Yoko came here, we're talking about Funko the same way Ernie comes in and we're bashing Boba Fett. Oh, you're a big Star Wars fan, Eric. How do you feel about did you think that Boba Fett was cool in the movies before The Mandalorian, or did you think he was like, overrated?
I'm a big Boba Fett fan myself.
I
love Boba Fett from beginning till now. But The Mandalorian, one episode make him 1,000 times cooler than how he was before. I was really big on Boba. You can see that. I have the quarter scale and the 6 scale Boba Fett here.
What was it about him that made you that you were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna.
It's the mystery of him, I guess. He's the man who you don't know much about the backstory, and
you don't.
The design looks cool.
It does.
But when he got killed at Jedi, you kind of go like, what the hell? Why are they doing that? Right? But it was like, oh, that's kind of too bad. But then they bring him back now. It's kind of like like decades of torture that you have this really cool character that you like, and then he got done dirty because he's just going like wham and boop, and then there, and then that's it, and then now he comes back, and then he comes back full swing, and he's even going to have a new show. He's taking over Jabba's business. It was like, oh, that's really cool. Hopefully we'll be able to see more of his story going.
Yeah,
on.
I'm excited for him now, for sure.
Yeah, I actually want to check out that new. I haven't been really buying much, many new comic books or stuff, because of time and a lot of I'm fading out a lot of collecting. And comic books are one of those that I was like, okay, let's go digital. So I was like, I was going to try to go and get the new Bounty Hunter series. I think that would be really cool. I think that's just dropped today,
right,
or yesterday. So I remember seeing John and Andre posting about it. So, John, you still have copies? Shall we send people your way if they want that,
Absolutely.
Bounty Hunter War, Star Wars comic about Boba Fett? I think that story takes place right after he took Han Solo from Bespin. I think I heard something like that. I haven't
After he was handed Han Solo from
Yeah, I
Bespin
think-
because he did not actually capture him himself.
Yeah.
That is
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
Let's get that
Yeah,
straight.
get those
But
facts
yeah,
straight, right?
definitely go check out John at Heroes World, John and Andre. He says he's got copies. Well, I guess the cool part is knowing that you are so local is that if I wanted to buy some shirts, we can just
Just
meet at
let me know.
McDonald's.
I actually have a special arrangement with John and Andre Heroes World that they can help order stuff in and make it into one shipment rather than you guys paying like shipping for single shirts and stuff like that. So if you can reach out, you can reach out to John and Andre at Heroes World. They can actually go and do the pre-orders and stuff, and then I'll bring it in with my samples and stuff. So the shipping and everything is like way less than you sending in one shirt. So that way, I want to help out the local people, getting the udon stuff. That's
Yeah,
for
man,
sure.
getting your stuff into shops for sure would be a big help. So this is Heroes World for all my people in the GTA. Go check them out. They recently have started a new website due to the lockdown and stuff. You can go order your stuff there. Definitely want to help promote local businesses and friends and stuff too. Let's see. What else do you have? What else do I have to open?
Well, I wanna actually check this out because I just got this in today.
Oh yes,
right. So,
I'm gonna make you.
See what this
You
is.
talk about that. I'm gonna be back in 30 seconds.
Okay. This is actually very neat. This is like a a tumbler, a canteen. That's what they called it. It's triple insulated, easy grip, stainless steel, non-slip bottom, and it says you can goodbye plastic bottle. And this one, they have the Star Wars design, which this gold tall one is like a C3PO tumbler, and it's really cool. It's just done by Corksico. It's like a licensed product. But the cool thing is, other than the C3PO one, I also got this smaller guy. They have been out of stock for like forever, and then they just pop back in stock, so I immediately order it. So they have the small guy, which is the R2D2. So
That's
you
funny
can have,
that they made it a
you can have
smaller.
a tall and you have a small guy.
Is this only available online?
I've seen this at the what website? The Saks Fifth Avenue website in Canada. I've seen the C3PO one before, but then I don't know if they restocked or not. But you can go to the Corksico website, which is like Corksico.
Cork. Is that are those like the thermal ones that can last
Yeah,
hours?
it's supposed to be. It's
hot
supposed to be. It's supposed to be for this one. Here it says 25 hours cold and 18 hours hot or something like that. Yeah, 12 hours hot. So 25 hours cold, 12 hours hot for this particular one. The R2D2 one, it says 9 hours cold and 3 hours hot because it's smaller, I guess. It's really nice. It's like stainless steel inside, double wall.
I've been looking for a Star Wars themed mug for this segment because I'm sitting down here in the basement. It's usually a little bit chilly, and I usually have a coffee, but I need something that's big enough to keep.
There's the
stuff
big
warm.
one here, right? And that big one is 16 ounces, 475 milliliters. This one is a 12 ounce, which is 355 milliliters. So that's kind of a can of Coke.
Did Winger Lewis just call me Kelvin? He said this is Kelvin's version of Unparalleled Universe Yeti mugs, dude. Winger Lewis.
But look at this one. This is the Boba Fett one that I got, which is the medium size one.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Interestingly, this one is also a 16 ounce, which is the same as this in terms of volume.
That looks like a martini shaker.
Yeah, this
It's
one's
the
kind of
3P
like a
the C3PO one. It's
the
like,
three one.
yeah, vodka martini.
Yeah.
So this calling me Kelvin, okay, for Chinese people named Kevin, it's like I don't know why all the aunties and everyone
Kelvin.
always go. They know my name is Kevin. They know how to spell it, but then they always like, oh, Kelvin, Kelvin. It just naturally like my whole life it's been like that, and then like sometimes they'll just write Kelvin all the time. It's it's been plaguing me my whole life. But then
Well,
my
it's,
friend,
it's like people spelling my name with a C. I'm an Erik.
okay, that is a little bit different. It's not changing the entire
True.
pronunciation of the name. But the best part is when you're, yo, dude, I'm just joking. It's all good. You don't have to say sorry. It's just funny because I actually have a friend named Kelvin, Kelvin, and he says he gets Kevin all the time.
Well, there are so many different ways of spelling Kelvin, Kevin, Calvin. There's a Calvin.
Yep.
There's a Cavin. You know, like there's all sorts of different.
It's just I never thought it would creep up in the YouTube that somebody go, oh, Kelvin. So win or lose is your auntie. Oh my gosh! All right, this is taking a pretty wild turn. John John says, pretty sure my aunt sometimes calls her own son Kelvin too. See, it's part of the accent. I don't know what it is. Chinese people just keep adding.
It's Asian heritage, man.
Asian heritage month.
It's Asian heritage.
Hey.
You know about the name Kelvin.
For
Like
Asian
Calvin.
Heritage Month, I will be Kelvin.
Yes.
I love it. Oh my gosh, yeah. When we mentioned John at Heroes World, and helping out local people, a good friend of mine, Stefano, I used to work with him, and he's an amazing artist and painter.
Cool.
And he saw what was going on in the channel. He wanted to. It was really nice of him to. He's like, I want to give you some of my work for my to do a giveaway on your channel. He does murals and paintings. He does murals for like the city. He does murals for people's rooms and different like private jobs and stuff. Really great artist. But he also runs an online store where he sells these. He sells these custom hats. He does commissions for like a specific design. But he also has an Etsy store with like, I don't know, where did it go? Right here, with these designs as well, and like sports teams. There's Toronto Raptors. There's other football clubs. I guess that's what they're called. I don't watch soccer or football. I don't want to. Someone can be like it. Yeah, football clubs. So like you see, there's an Omni Man. Can you see this on the screen? I want to make sure you can.
Yeah, I can see it. That's cool.
Oh, wrong page. Yeah, he was really cool last year when the quarantine was it broken? I don't know, when it stopped for a little bit. I helped organize an outdoor meet with some local collectors, and he helped find a location and organize it for us. So he a great dude. Really talented stuff. Really talented and makes some great stuff. I have this blue hat, a variation of this blue hat that he has, and each one is individually hand painted. So
yeah, that's really awesome. When you have these kind of like custom jobs. Yeah,
he's into comics. He collects a lot of stuff too. I've done some photo shoots for him while he was painting. I've seen a lot of. So yeah, it was super nice of him to.
Sick, man.
Which one?
The Venom one looks sick.
Yeah, Venom. I don't know if this is the new one. I think, and like the cool part is like it's almost reactive, right? A new property comes out, a new show comes out, and he can have a new one done and ready. So you have Omni Man here with the new Invincible craze. I love this. Oh, Yoko's gonna love this Winter Soldier one.
So what's your take? What's everyone's take about all these new comic book related, like shows coming up on on air with with more comic book content going on with Invincible, The Boys, like the Marvel's TV shows, the DC TV shows, So what's everyone's take? I mean, like it's kind of like in the golden age of comic book content in other media. I think it's really cool. I never thought we would see something like that.
Right. I'm all for it, but then sometimes it's like I want to watch something different, but then it also introduces me to comics and other properties that I've never touched on or read before. So I think that's pretty cool, and it does I think it brings a wider range of the fan base.
Yeah, I think some of the shows are great. Some of the shows, I feel it's a little dragging nowadays. Like the CW stuff. I think when they ended Arrow, I think they should have ended the whole universe.
The whole
or something.
Arrowverse, yeah.
The whole
Arrow was
Arrowverse is
incredible for the
really-
first few seasons.
Yeah, but they're really dragging it. And the only show that I really enjoy now, it's the Legends of Tomorrow, just because it's so out there, it's so crazy, it's kind of so funny, and they don't give a damn about
Yeah.
what's going on. They're not taking it seriously. They're just making fun of themselves, and it becomes a really fun ride. Versus the last few episodes of The Flash, I kind of lost it. I was like, what's going on? They're still doing the same thing over and over again. Can Barry make the right decision? Can Barry not make the right decision? Like what about these other people? And they don't know how to use their other guys. So it's like it's really hard for me to watch The Flash nowadays. And I don't know. It's just I'm still not 100% sure about the new Superman show. Did you watch any of those?
I've watched 2 episodes, and I think it's actually pretty decent.
It's good, but then how long? It all depends on how long are they going to drag on the kids.
Yeah.
Trying to
How many seasons or good stories can you make with on that?
Yeah, like how many you need every week that the kid's going to throw a tantrum about his powers, and the other kid's going to throw a tantrum about him not having power, and how long can you do this?
It's cool because it's like 80% family stuff, and then 20% middle or halfway through the episode where it's like a comic villain or something's developing. I'm 2 episodes in, and then I had to get CTV Sci-Fi. I had to subscribe to it because my torrent. I mean, I don't torrent. My streams weren't loading, so I ended up getting CTV Sci-Fi so then I can watch it. But I'm all for more comic content. Oh, Omar Vasquez, thank you for the generous super chat and supporting the channel. He says, thanks, Kev, for always showcasing such cool people. My bank account takes a beating, but it's worth it. Love collecting cool things. Oh, dude. Thanks, man. I'm showcasing cool people. That's what it seems like, but it's really me just being selfish, and I want to chat and learn from new people.
Well,
but I'm happy that I can.
It's good that you're building this community, man. I mean, that's what we need nowadays. Especially everybody's locked down at home and things. For people to come together, sharing experiences, sharing the fun of of a hobby and everything. I think you were doing like a great job. Like putting this together so that we can all come and chat and reach out to people and connect with people, which is what we need nowadays. Kevin,
Thanks, man.
You're doing a great job, Kevin.
Thank you. I mean, and then it's like it's Asian Heritage Month. And there's you can't really. I don't want to ignore all the stories of all the violence and stuff and that's happening out there, but at the same time, it's a little disturbing to watch some of this stuff. I don't want to downplay the violence, but I also want to help, show more people. And then like bringing you on here, everyone can hear about all the stuff that you've done. Even for myself, all the stuff that you've like all these, all these paths.
the crazy coincidences that leads me to here today. I mean, it it's saddening for sure, seeing all these violence, all these attacks and things. But then we should also be reminded and be reminded that it's only a small part of people who's being prejudiced, who's being ignorant about these kind of things, that's doing these kind of doing these kind of attacks and things. Of course,
Right.
it's a big deal. I'm not trying to downplay it, but in general, though, I don't want to see is because of this that the Asian community has more kind of stigma, or has more negativity towards other communities because of this. I think we still have to understand that in a grand scheme of things, there are more people who likes multiculturalism. There are more people out there who embrace, all the different cultures and everything every day than those really bad guys doing the bad stuff out there. And
For sure.
what we need to do is we should be vigilant about all these bad things happening and be aware of it. But also we need to also embrace and appreciate all these other people who's supporting the whole community, every type of race, or
Heck yeah.
or people, and we all live in harmony that way. And this is the only way that we can move forward. We cannot just get stuck on trying to always keep fighting with each other, right? I think it's more about looking at the bigger picture and coming together as human beings, as equal human beings to be able to live together in harmony in the city, especially like in a place like Toronto, in a place like Canada. We are way more advanced in terms of multiculturalism and things.
Yeah, I believe so.
Anywhere in the world.
We should all just be one big bowl of udon all together.
It's the same concept, basically. Like we're all human beings. It's just how you interact with different people that it has different results, and how you work with different people that comes with different ideas, and come with different jams, that would come up with like new ideas, to do things together. And I think that's the whole concept, is working together with others, regardless of what your culture is, regardless of what your background is or what your preference is. There's always something to learn from others. And this is how I think, for me, with all these years, every time I work with a client, I work with an artist, it's something that I learn from them. It's a learning experience. It's always something that you got to be humble about. Other people, what other people can bring to you, and what you can learn from them, rather than nowadays everybody seems to like pointing fingers, seems to like talking down on people and trying to talk up themselves. But I think it's about time for us to change that kind of thought, that I think it might be better to listen to other people's first, try to understand where they come from, and see what kind of good stuff you can learn from them to integrate into your good stuff and make it even better. And I think that is what we need to do, as human beings, is to learn and to upgrade ourselves constantly through experience, through our own experience and through other people's experience.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with you. But so I do want to thank you so much. I'm not ending it. I'm just at this point. Yeah,
No,
definitely.
like,
Thank you for coming on and sharing your
well,
stories and your experiences here.
I don't sleep early, so I guess I can outdo you if you want to keep going. But you tell me if you need to go to work tomorrow or something. Then
I
you
do,
tell me
but
when you
no,
want to
we're
end
good.
it.
I do want to get back to the giveaway. We kind of went off on a tangent there, but
Yes, sorry
that's
about that.
no, that's a serious business. We I did want to touch on that. But Stefano, obviously very kind to donate these hats for me to give away. I will be giving, so whoever the winner is tonight, you have your choice between the custom, let me see, let me go to the other picture. Custom painted White Ranger hat. We have In Space Red, In Space Red, I think, is really cool. I really like the little detail on the beak of the hat, which is like their whatever design they would have across the chest, or the Green Ranger. So it's one of these three. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Um, they're really cool. They come in these boxes that are just like I love the design of these.
Wow.
It's just a little splash of paint.
Still, it's like it's really cool. It's something unique.
Yeah, it's you can't walk into like a Hot Topic or something. I don't know where do people shop. We can't walk into any store here in Ontario, but you can't walk into like if you can't walk into like a Hot Topic or like I don't know, wherever you get your
because like
nerdy gear stuff.
I go to Hot Topic once in a while to check out what's out there, and I'm always not satisfied with what I see. And that is why I started doing some of my own stuff nowadays too. Because like
that's perfect, isn't it? Like that's the best way to start.
Why are always these like licensed T-shirt? They just like slap on some style guide items and then they just make it so cheaply. It's just like there's no design to it. You just slap on something that you found in a style guide and they call it a day. That's it. All these Dragon Ball shirts, all these other things that I see out there. Eventually, I would like to tackle some of those licenses, but there are some constraints in terms of our manpower. So I don't want to over license and overstretch ourselves right now. So we're sticking with Capcom. We're sticking with those things that we do best, and then we want to build up our portfolio to go to other licensors and show them, hey, we can do something like this. We can do something like this with your property. So hopefully, we can get things going. But sometimes you look at the stuff out there, and I understand a lot of things. A lot of times, is the restriction on the licensor. Like my friend, who is an apparel designer for a very big company who sells to places like Walmart and Target and all those places, and he has been telling me his side of the story that he do these like Frozen shirts, or he do these like LL doll shirts and stuff like that. And he was like, you can't change anything. You can't even add like a line to those style guides. It has to stick to 100% everything, including the snowflakes, including the the whoosh and everything. They have a selection for you, and you have to use those. And there are restrictions like you cannot combine page 1 with page 2, and you can not combine page 3 with page 1, and then you can only combine page 1 with page 6 type of thing. So there's a lot of things going on when you're doing licensed apparel or licensed designs. I totally understand that, because we have done that before. We've done a lot of things for back in the days, we did the style guide stuff for Marvel. We do the turnaround drawings, and we do a lot of those kind of things too. There are a lot of things that Udon does that you have never seen. You will never see.
What a tease!
Like toy concepts. I can tell you that we did remember the that. Well, I guess we can talk about this because it's kind of out there. Do you know the Netflix Fast and Furious show?
I know of it.
Yeah, the Netflix Fast and Furious show, which is like the kids driving the cars and stuff.
Oh, the cartoon.
Yeah, the cartoon.
Yes, I've heard of it. Yeah.
So, we back in the days, we did a very preliminary concept thing, which is kind of the basis of that. However, the kids are even younger because they want to do it as a real cartoon, cartoon, not a CG cartoon type of thing. So the kids are even younger, and the cars are a little bit more colorful, like Hot Wheels type of thing. But it's Hot Wheels crossover to Fast and Furious type of thing. And then I remember doing that job, finishing it, and then eventually I talked to the producer guy. I was like, dude, how does it work though? Because these kids definitely could not get a license to drive. They're not old enough. So how does that work? And then eventually, like the guy comes back and is like, yeah, you know what, Eric, you're right. All right, we have to rethink about this. And
wait, nobody thought of that before?
Sometimes it's just in brainstorming stage. I think everything got to throw on the table and see what sticks. And somehow, like they want to do, they want to kind of bring in some younger audience for the franchises, right?
That makes.
Because sometimes it's just somehow something got missed, and And then until one guy just brought it up, is like, wait, like how does that work? And I was like, oh yeah, right. It actually doesn't work. We have to age them up or something like that. But the design that we have is more like an anime looking characters. So you can say that they are 16, 18 or whatnot.
Right.
It doesn't matter. They just look younger because they're anime looking characters. So I guess it kind of makes sense. Yeah, that's basically it. Fast and Furious Paw Patrol edition. That's kind of like
yeah. Well, why would you make another one? Paw Patrol's good enough as it is, selling a whole bunch of toys. While I have some people here, hopefully people have been watching for a while, I'm going to do a giveaway. The winner will get a choice of one of these 3 hats, and I will send it to you. Thank you again, Stefano, for providing these to the show. I have here a picture. You can see which one you like. If you don't win tonight, it's all good. Stefano set up a code for people who are watching tonight. If you're interested in anything on the site, it's right here on my Instagram. You can get 10% off with this code Toying Around. And thank you, Steph, again. You're awesome. So I think I'm going to do a trivia. If you guys have been watching this whole time, thank you. You will have a better chance of winning this hat. Let's see. I have a fairly simple question. So what happens is I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to wait 5 seconds. Then I'm going to hit go. I'm going to type go in the chat. So if you have to answer after I type go. Hopefully you guys have been listening to the stories tonight and what Erik has been saying. The question is, what did Erik go to university for? What did he graduate? I'm going to wait 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4,
5. Boom.
And then I'm going to hit go in the chat. Oh, that could have been a good one.
If nobody get this one, well, we got people getting this
Who
one.
got it first? D. I have Detour.
Yeah. Detour is the first one popping up.
Yeah, right after I said go. Was that too easy?
What, you want to do another one? How many hats is he giving out?
These 3.
So we should do the top 3 people, or we should do another one.
We can do.
So let's say Detour is the first one for this one. So let's say
we can do another one. I'm gonna save one. I'm gonna save the last one for episode 52. So guys, this is 50, right?
Yeah, I'm
50,
honored to be the big 50.
The half century.
Half century.
And then so episode 52, that 52 weeks in a year. I think the anniversary of this is like today or tomorrow. I think I started May 14th in 2020. But there were 1 or 2 weeks where I took off.
Yeah.
It's probably just because I was just tired out, and this is 50 weeks of toys is a lot of stuff, but so I'm hoping I'm gonna save one of these. I was gonna save 1 or 2 of these for episode 52. Detour, are you on Instagram? Let me know what your Instagram handle is, and I will hook you up. Give me your details. I'll hook you up with the. Oh, and you gotta let me know which hat you want. Also, so congratulations, Detour. And Adam Gonzalez is here. How you doing, Adam? And yes, please go check out Stefano's Instagram and his website. I have it linked here.
Definitely go and follow Stefano.
It's my most recent post on IG. This is his profile. He has his shop here, but if you want with the discount code, it's the one on my. Oh, he says give another one away.
Okay.
You're the boss. Oh, DJ Detour. All right. So I'm gonna find out which one he wants. And Stefano, if someone chooses in space red, I might need to order one from you, my friend. Or Aki or Deca red.
You
DJ.
should ask him to do an Akiba red, man.
Oh, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if Stefano has watched Akiba Ranger, but then it was an older show, but it was like one of the best Ranger show I've watched too. Do it now. Chamba wanted it.
Chamba wants we want
Chamba
everything
want-
Akiba Ranger right now. So these are the hats. I'm gonna cycle through it. I see. Okay, I found you here. Hello. I sent you a message request. Don't leave me in the message request like T-Pain. All right. So these are the. Oh man, that's so good.
I personally like the Gold Ranger one. I think he's I like, but anything gold I like. It's like anything metallic. That's why I like Iron Man so much. It's like, you know, he's like shiny gold and red, and you know, and I was like any metallic red stuff, metallic gold stuff. I'm like really into those kind of colors. It kills me.
DJ DTOR, right? Yeah, dude, I sent you a message. Let me know what's good. We'll chat with Eric for a little bit longer, and then once Detour,
Or Detour can actually put it down here which one he wants, so everybody
Yeah,
knows
let
that
me
was
know.
taken. Yeah, if you
then we
decided
can
which
go
one
back.
you want, then just put it up here on the live chat here, and then we can move on to the next one.
Well, you have a lot of in your collection, Eric. What kind of stuff do you have on pre-order that you're excited to get?
Let's see. There's a lot of new hot toys that I think I'm looking forward to. I still do not have the child and the Mando yet, the basket Mando. I'm still waiting for that one to come in.
Oh,
Yeah.
my lights died.
Yeah, I don't have that yet, so I'm still waiting for that one to come in. I got the heavy Mendo like a week or two ago, but I haven't got a chance to open it up. I should have opened it up here. And yeah, I think
Someone help Detour answer his. You go to your messages, and then you go to the last tab. There's a message request. But yeah, he wants
he wants the red one. So
he wants red.
so now we know he wants the red one. So which one do you want to save for
So
next?
Stefano, I'm gonna have to order something from you, and so this is like, look at this box. I'm not gonna ship it like in this box. I'll put this box in another box. Just send me your details. I'll send that out. Do you guys want to see it first? I'm taking it
See
out
it
to show
live.
people. It's no longer mint condition.
Oh, it has red paper in it too.
Dude, he's thought
Ooh,
it's
dude,
like it's
he's-
very
he's-
well put
he's
together. Man.
Hardcore.
It's
This
very
is-
well
this
put
is
together.
So good. This is like so good.
Jonathan says it should be a skill testing question. All right, Eric.
So we're gonna ask another question.
Yeah, let's ask another question. Do you
Let's
have?
let's ask that question. Let's ask that question. Let me ask that
Well,
question.
people seem to get this one very quickly. I think the
You
one
want
that
something
you
that's
sent me
harder?
about is a little bit more, is actually just as easy. So
You want something harder?
something a little bit. Should we do a skill testing, a math question, if for all the Asians in the chat? Or let's see what's left is the White Ranger and the Green Ranger hat, and that's what we're gonna do next.
Think about it. All right, so we talked about back in the days. I work on the Star Trek stuff, which is made by Max Factory. And I said back in the days, they are famous of doing some vinyl kits of an anime. What is that anime?
And I will type go
Yeah.
now. Well, you're going to have to watch the chat because I don't remember the answer. I wasn't paying attention. Can you send me the answer?
Yeah, he got it. Guyver. So
Oh, that's easy.
Toilenzu is the one.
Toirensu. There you go.
There you go.
I said it's easy, even though I forgot the actual answer. All right, well, Terrence, I still have another prize for you from before. So, dude, let's meet up. Let me know which hat you want. I've opened all of my toys for tonight. I want, man, very excited. I can't believe of all the things, it was these handcuffs.
I still haven't opened the Valkyrie.
You have one more?
If you have time. I have tons more. I can just grab whatever. I got a stack of stuff over here. I cleared my area so that it looks nice, but I just push everything aside. My wife's gonna kill me.
That's this whole room right now.
Yeah. In fact, I want to. As this guy has been sitting here for a while. Hold on a second.
How did you? Did you unplug your headphones? Courtney said earlier he had all the those Guyver toys that Erik made. Terrence says I should have paid attention in school like this.
Got this guy here that's been sitting around for a while.
Oh, cool.
The Firefly 1/6 scale figure from QMX. I should show this to my daughter because we actually have been watching The Rookie on TV.
Is she into any of this stuff?
She's into anime. We finished Demon Slayer together.
Oh,
recently. Cool. Yeah, Demon Slayer is really cool. I mean, like, if you guys haven't watched Demon Slayer, the cool thing about Demon Slayer is the action sequences of it. Like, honestly, if you watch any of those Japanese Shonen Jump anime, like Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, you kind of get the gist of it. It's just like the main character needs to grow stronger. I need to become stronger. Like One Punch Man, like every one of those is like the same kind of theme, right? Is the main character wanting to be stronger. Even My Hero Academia, they're all having the same theme, and which is kind of what I like and not like about Japanese anime nowadays. It's very formulaic. It's like they meet up more people, stronger people. They want to beat the stronger people, and then they found even stronger people to beat up. And then they team up, and then they keep moving forward, and then form a group, and then it goes again. Like Dragon Ball is the perfect example.
It's just, I just need to get my hair a different color, and I'll be stronger.
Yeah,
and that's kind of why I kind of fell off, and I don't even watch Dragon Ball. It's kind of like CW Flash, where everything is just run faster.
Yeah,
just run
Barry, run, and then,
run Barry
until he loses speed, and then now there's a speed force coming up, and it's like it's too much. But the interesting thing about Demon Slayer is first of all, the action sequences is so engaging. It was done so well. It's like probably, to me, after watching anime for all these years, I think the Demon Slayer action to me is like one of the top 3. Really? action directing. You got really cool action directing on Attack on Titans.
That's a weird
angle. And then you have Demon Slayer, which I think it took the sword fight and all those kind of the special effects, fighting and everything to like to the next level. It's really, really cool. So I really, really enjoy that show because of that. Story wise, at least it's not like they keep joining up. Well, not yet, at least so far, but then they will have more people joining up with them, I guess.
Is this the one that's on Netflix?
Yeah, there's one on Netflix.
All right, I'll watch it.
Yeah, It's really engaging. But then they tend to give more backstory to the bad guys than the good guys. So it's more interesting that way, that you kind of feel for the bad guys. Oh, this is a really cool pose. Yeah, that's really nice.
You can get like the ab crunch in here and down here too.
Yeah.
This is I'm having a lot of fun with this. Are you opening your Firefly now?
Yeah.
I never watched.
Firefly going. Firefly is a nice show. Too bad that they didn't get to continue it. Oh, fun story. This guy, Nathan Fillion.
Yes.
I almost killed him.
Wait, what?
the time that I almost killed Nathan Fillion. It was at San Diego Comic-Con. You know, like everybody's go to a con somehow, somewhere, and every single convention center, they always have this back door going to the loading dock, right? These big steel doors. So we, as a vendor, we at San Diego Comic-Con, we know that going through the hall with all these people jam-packed, we have to go from one end, because the Udon booth is always at the end of one hall, at the end of a hall, and then the Capcom booth is at the other end in Hall A, and we are in Hall G.
Is it alphabetized? Is that why?
It's alphabetized, yeah. But then for us to go from Hall A to Hall G, if we're gonna walk within, the exhibits and stuff, it's gonna take me like half an hour to get through because of all the people, all the jam traffic and everything.
Yeah.
And even you go outside of the halls in the main, entrance area, there's so many people because it's San Diego Comic-Con. So us exhibitors know a trick is to go to the back, go out to the big doors, go to the loading dock, and then we call that warp tunnel. We call the thing the warp tunnel, because you go there and there's like nobody there because it's loading dock and stuff, and then that thing goes from the beginning to the end,
right,
of the show floor. But everybody knows the infamous Hall H. We are at Hall G, and then Hall H, which is the next hall, which is that big room when they do the Avengers announcement. They do all those big, crazy entertainment panels and stuff. Hall H is where all the movie stars hang around and stuff. And so at the back, they always come in from the back. They have security details. They always come in at the back, with the limousines and everything, go in from the back, and then they go in from the back of the, with the loading dock has a secret doorway to go into Hall H, and then they would attend their panels that way. And then we are at Hall G. When I go out that one time, I remember I have to go, and then the door was not completely closed. I don't know why. So I just push the door out and jam, and bang, I see the door hit this one guy in the face, literally, bam. It's really hard. And the guy was like, oh, and then I opened up. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, man. I didn't know you were behind the door. I'm really sorry. And then he took off his hand, and it's freaking Nathan Fillion. And it was like, oh shit! I almost killed him. I literally jammed the door into his face.
Oh,
it was like,
no.
man. It was like, I'm very sorry, Mr. Fillion. I'm very sorry about this. And it was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine. I'm good. I was like, okay, that's great. And then
did he have a black eye or something? Did he have to go on stage with it?
No, he's actually looking for a booth, and it turns out that he's looking for my friend Jason Palma, who's a great painter. You guys should look him up, Jason Palma. He did a lot of these nice realistic paintings. He's a really talented artist. And it ended up he was actually looking for my friend's booth, which is at in Hall G. So he turned around and was like, this is G, right? I was like, yeah, this is G. Okay, so I'm at the right place. And then he was like, I was like, I'm serious, sorry. I was like, don't worry about it. I'm fine. Have a nice day. And he walked in. And then I have to go to my meeting at the other halls. Too bad, I don't have my phone with me, or else I would definitely go and try to take a picture with him or something.
Him going like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about anything. And then later on, I talked to Jason. I was like, I almost killed him. And he was like, oh, so you are the guy, because he was actually looking for me. And he said, some guy almost whacked his face. I was like, yeah, that's me. That's totally me. It was so funny.
it's one of those situations. Is like, I'm so sorry, man. It's like, don't worry about it. He's kind of pissed, and then like he walks that way, and then you're like, I kind of have to go that way too. We're going to the same hall.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Oh man, that's nuts. I can't put this thing down. I don't even know if this is a pose that anyone would even do.
That's almost
Guys.
like a Sagat Tiger.
Sagat, yeah, like a Muay Thai kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys can grab this V Toys blank body, I dig it.
Yeah,
I think it's really good.
cool.
I need to find my soft goods that I had planned for this. There's different ball pegs that you can get on here. Very, very cool. I don't know if John still has any at Heroes World. If you're local, go check him out.
John, do you still have any of those figures in stock? You can send people your way.
Eric, I don't know. Did anyone in the chat have a few more
anyone has
questions?
any questions or anything you want to talk about?
We'll go to like what is it? 11:45 here.
Yeah, sure.
John says he's all out. So that there goes that option.
Well, he got 5 more coming.
Yeah.
But it'd be a bit, so yeah.
So later tonight is Bad Batch. Have you watched the first 2 episodes?
Yes, I actually liked the first 2 episodes so far.
Yeah.
I like how connected they are with the other shows and things. You know, like the beginning. It's really cool. Hey, Kyle.
I think he might have a question. He's just Kyle. I said, do we have any questions? And he's just, oh, here we go. Is Chamba a great artist, or how did you and Chamba
how did we
come together? Because he's told me he's told me that you guys have gone to cons together. He's been here in Canada like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, he lives in the neck of the woods. He wants to see if he can survive like the worst of Canada or something like that. I was like, why do you want to do that? But it's like, why do you want to just go and stay in the better parts of Canada? But anyway, at least at that trip I introduced him to Popeyes, so he understands Popeyes chicken now.
Yeah, I send him a lot of pictures of the Korean fried chicken that I have, or whenever I have Jollibee, just to make him jealous.
Well, we did Jollibee in the States. Yes.
But how did you guys?
How do we meet? I believe it's Joe Eng who introduced Chamba to us at one of the shows. And then his stuff is so energetic. I really like his style. And then we started working together on things, and then we started hanging out at shows and stuff. Because like as I said, we don't have an office, so we don't have a thing we don't have a place to hang out. We only when like the conventions. As much as I love going to conventions and show off our goods, or make money or whatnot,
or killing celebrities,
or killing celebrities for the matter of fact, yes. The one thing that I really like, and I think is more important to me about being able to go to cons, is to being able to hang out with my brothers and sisters at Udon. I just miss them so much, miss seeing them so much, miss hanging out with them so much. We were talking about, we used to go, to cons, and maybe, when I go to Japan, and it was like, hey, I'm going to Japan for meetings and stuff. Who wants to join? And we'll stay a couple more days so we can go and hang around and do, things, and go around and go shopping and stuff like that. And these kind of things are the things that I miss the most regarding about traveling. Of course, I want to. I've been talking to a lot of people about this. When things go back to normal, I mean, we have now established a way to do merchandising and everything online, because everybody is doing that nowadays. I think the nature of retail, the nature of selling things, this is very different after these 2 years. But there's something that you cannot replace, is the connection with people. and
Yeah.
and that is something that I look forward to do again more than, like I don't look forward to going to cons to do meetings or to set up a booth or anything. I look forward to going to cons just to hang out with the guys and
Yes,
to
the
have fun.
camaraderie.
Yeah, and it's like once a year, twice a year. That's where we meet up and do those kind of things. Yes, we do like Zoom calls, Skype calls, Discord, or whatever. We do talk to each other all the time, but being physically in the same space, it's different. It's definitely different, right? You cannot replace that.
I haven't seen my coworkers in over a year. I'm just like, okay, I'm fine. I'm okay with working at home.
Udon is a little different. I don't think we treat ourselves as co-workers. We never do. We never. When people ask me, so what's your job at Udon? You're the boss, right? I was like, no, I never think that I'm the boss, because without them, I'm no one. I can't do everything myself. It's
Right.
all a corporation thing. It's all a teamwork thing. And the team spirit here, it's always been there. It's always like, we got to work together, and nobody works for me. Everybody works with me. I always emphasize this. It's like, nobody works for me, because I literally work for them, because without them, I'm nowhere to go. So it's more important to know that they are the all the wheels, the engine and everything. I'm only the driver here.
You're like
of the
the
car.
organizer.
Yeah, I'm only the driver of the car that I drive. But then, every single car parts, every parts of the car has to work together so that we can actually go to the destination that we want to go to. Right. That's the kind of the idea.
Yeah, man. Well, Kyle says an actual question. Well, this isn't the question. He says, also, Eric, big fan. We met a couple cons over the years. Glad to see you're doing well. What a nice guy.
Yeah. I hope that I can, meet you guys at the next con, whenever it is, when it's safe to have a whole bunch of people gathering around.
Udon Con. Maybe you can do an Udon Con.
I kind of thought about it. I know enough people running cons and things. I mean, like, the people running Fan Expo are my friends, Calgary Con, like Emerald City, all those guys. I've known them for years. And I know how hard it is, the hard work that they put in to actually make a con, which is like, damn, I don't want to do that.
Okay, so we'll just somebody else plan it, and Udon will be attending. That'll be cool.
I still think that for comic conventions, we have these really organized guys like Fan Expo or San Diego Comic Con, or even Reed, like New York Comic Con. Those guys, they're doing a really good job at it. I kind of feel that we need something better for the anime scene. That's kind of how I
Here
feel
in Toronto, or overall?
overall. I mean, you got anime. You got Anime Expo, which is supposed to be like the largest, the biggest like anime con in North America. You have like Anime NYC, which is like a second anime show in America. But in Toronto, we don't really have any anime cons anymore. That is like really good. I mean, like, the only one that is out there is Anime North, right?
Right.
And, but Anime North has evolved to more of a fan thing, and it's like a fan event thing more than a convention type of thing. That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Like, you got a whole bunch of cosplayers. I don't know. I haven't gone there for like 2 or 3 years now, because like scheduling and everything. But what I was told by a whole bunch of friends who still go there every year, they said there are more people hanging out at the parking lot than actually going inside.
Oh wow.
Because they're doing it's like a fan event. They go out and show off the cosplaying.
Yeah, photo shoots and stuff.
Photo shoots and all those kind of things, and rather than paying to go inside type of thing. So it's very interesting. I kind of want to go back and check it out when there's a chance, but again, next year maybe.
As a fan.
Yeah, I would check it as a fan and also kind of look into the whole organize, how they organize it, how this whole thing has kind of evolved. It's definitely different, like the anime con and the comic con is very different.
Yeah, absolutely. But hopefully, I'm getting my second vaccine shot in 3 months. So
mine is the end of August. I still don't understand why they decided to write their own instructions. Every single thing that I've read all the vaccines should be administered within 3 to 4 weeks of the first shot, but Canada decided to write the instructions differently. It's like 3 or 4 months. Was like, what?
I don't know.
They did say that if there's better supplies and stuff, they might change it. They might bump it up. So I hope that's going to happen.
Well, hopefully conventions will be back. I'm looking forward to meeting up with some people, traveling, hopefully meeting more people. Man, we've gone
beyond. So now we have to go to 12.
Yeah, basically.
I like beyond 45.
Let's round it up.
I like even number.
What's going on after school tea time watching over on Twitch? Everyone on Twitch, thank you for tuning in there. Like I said, I was trying to build up a little bit of the viewership there, but I kind of have to get used to that and pay attention to that screen over there as well.
I need to. I don't do Twitch much. That's actually it's only recent that I started doing these things. I've been very, hermity.
Oh, hermity. Awesome. Well, I have your Instagram kind of linked in this video's description. Also, the Udon IG, and did I put the website? Well, it's all there. It's all linked there. I should put Stefano's there in the video later, but you guys can check it out on my Instagram. Erik, what do you want to tell the people before we sign off? Where can they keep up with you? Check out what's going on.
I'm not too active on social media per se. The most active place that I'm at is the Udon Discord channel. So there was a Discord channel at Udon on all the Udon Facebook group. There's a official Facebook group with the pins and everything. So I don't know how I share the Discord channel thing.
Is it like a invite link?
Yeah, there should be an invite link. Let me see.
Paul Lee says, "Hey Erik, big fan of Udon. Nice collection of statues and figures. Are there any specific brands of toys that you like and collect?"
I do a lot of hot toys.
Yeah,
that is one of the bigger things that I normally do. And 1/6 scale figure is one of my core collection. So that is what I normally collect. I do like Black Series and stuff selectively. I like the Choco cans and all those kind of things. So yeah, those are the things that I like. Yeah, I think that's more than enough.
it's a lot of stuff.
How can I post the link? Okay, so
can you put it in the comments? I don't know if you're allowed to.
Yeah, so here this is
post the link, or
I'll send it to you.
All right,
help me post. That's the Udon Discord group.
So what goes on in there? They just chat about.
Well, we interact. We mainly talk about most of the Udon projects and stuff. Like any new merchandise drop, we post it up there. I believe I see a couple of the regular guys here, like Detour is actually from there. I recognize him. Stephen Me is there. Those guys are all from the Discord, from the Udon Discord group coming over. So yeah. And Detour likes Morgan. Yeah. Who doesn't like Morgan?
Celebrity sightings like Chamba, does he go in there once in a while? And
Chamba, actually, I think Chamba didn't. No, Chamba didn't join the thing. I've been asking him to join the thing, but he never joined the thing. I think.
What did
Chamba, where the hell
I
are
didn't
you?
say anything. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, but Edwin's on it. Edwin's on it. Hanzo's on it. There's a couple Udon guys on it. Yep.
Got called out.
Nope. You never did. I have sent you invites like 3 or 4 times. You ignored it. Damn it, Chamba. Do it now.
Sorry, Chamba.
Now, peer pressure. Do it now.
Yep, live on air. Well, yes, I have all of. There's the Discord link there. I have Erik's social media, the Udon Instagram posted in the video description. Please do check out my friend Stefano for providing us with these awesome hats. Wait, which hat did Terrence choose? I forget. Let me know. But yes, check out Stefano on Instagram and his Etsy as well. I have a link there if you want to get a hat with a 10% discount using the toying around code. It was very nice of Stefano to give the hats and also give that discount code. He didn't have to do any of that, but is very generous of you, man. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much. You guys can see it's really awesome work. So definitely hit him up with some requests or whatever he has there. I think I don't remember if he does commissions, or I think he does. Anyway, you can message him. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, and Terrence, yes, those are SHF Sailor Moons. I'm a Sailor Moon fan.
SHF. Oh, the boxes. Terrence says Green Ranger. Okay, so we have the White Ranger remaining for episode 52.
Nice.
So that's it for plugged your stuff. If you guys are on Instagram, people who are watching on Twitch, or people who are watching right now who don't follow me on Instagram, if you're on there, I'm at Toying Around, so make sure you go check that out. I'm there often. If you need to send me something, tag me if you, in your whatever toys you've unboxed tonight.
They're still all in boxes. My daughter took them out and played with it, but I told her, like after you play with it, you have to put it back in the box and put it back in here.
That's fair.
I'm kind of lately thinking about moving this set over to her room because my Kamen Rider 01 SH figure art's like growing, and I kind of need a place to put them. I might be kind of putting this. Okay, so now these are yours, and then and then bring it in. I mean, lately we've been so into Demon Slayer, so I got her the androids, the Demon Slayer androids. The Tanjiro and and Netsuko, and then we have been playing with those over the weekend and stuff. So it's nice. It's nice.
I will be checking that out soon at some point.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's 26 episodes, but they're like short episodes, right? They're 20 minutes episodes.
Cool, man. And what else was going on? Oh yeah, I'm starting to use my Twitter more because I'm just an old man and I don't know what's going on.
I don't use Twitter. Sorry. I have a Twitter account, but then I've never logged into it. I just think that Twitter has got so much negativity going on that I think like we better off staying positive, and I don't need to see all these negative stuff.
Yeah, I hear that. That's true.
Yeah,
but I've had it since it said I've had it since 2016, but
I signed on when Twitter started, but I've never used it, and then like seeing this 3-hour talk, that I'm a guy that talks long talk, not little snippets. So right. I have a very hard time trying to express myself on Twitter with that kind of limited, character.
140.
Yeah, I guess I can't do it.
I get
it. And one of the things that I found, the reason why I'm still on Facebook is, at least my Facebook, I control who can see my stuff. I control who's going to be my friend. Right. And one of the things that I have to make sure is I need to know that person actually exists. It used to be I have to meet that person in person. I need to physically have met that person before I would add him to my friend list on Facebook. And then later on, I just like the last 2 years is a little different. The last 2 years, like I've kind of know some people, and I know that they are good people, and know that they, like they have common friends and things like that or whatnot. So I added one or two people that I have never met before as friends that I trust. But most of the time, like if you go and find me on Facebook and want to add me and stuff, and I actually never met you before, I'm sorry that I would not put put you on my friend list. Not that I'm doing anything secretive on there, because anybody who you see my Facebook, the only things that I post about are toys and food, and that's about it. And once in a while, like I see some really critical update on COVID vaccine stuff, I'll post it so that people can see what's going on and things, but I don't go and share I don't go and share like everything. I don't share a lot of stuff because I found that online you have to vet for things, and you have to really look into if those things are worth sharing or not, right? So it was cute stuff, it's fun stuff, yeah, but then the information out there is just so convoluted nowadays, in my opinion. So
I just post toy stuff.
yeah,
I don't
I
even,
just mainly post toy stuff and happy stuff.
I haven't been on my personal Instagram in months. I go on there and like all my notifications are my fiance tagging me in Instagram contest. I'm like, just tag whatever, just tag all of them. I don't check anything.
I have three Instagram accounts. One I post toys with, which is the Godzilla.com thing. I have one that I post food, and it's called So Belly Good. It's SOBELLYGOOD.
So belly good.
So Belly Good. It's actually kind of like a pun, kind of like a play to. We were in Japan, me and Chamba and Long. Like we were in Japan a couple years ago, and then we started wanting to post all these Japanese food, and and we started an account to do that. And it was like, what would the account be called? And then it was like, it's So Belly Good. It's how, because Japanese people cannot pronounce the V sound, and it becomes a B sound. So it's like, it's supposed to be, the food is so very good, but it becomes so very good because of how Japanese people would actually say
Right.
that in Japan, and it becomes a thing. So yeah, Chamba, we need to go back to Japan for all those food, man.
I should start an Instagram account that's just Kelvin toying around.
Calvin toying around.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I think somebody has the Kelvin account. Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna open. I'm probably open the 4 of these and take a picture later. Yeah, but man, we have hit. I think it was just the right amount of time. We've heard some
we're good.
amazing stories. Let me just close this so I don't make a lot of noise.
I'm happy that you guys have the patience of listening to me talking about all these coincidence, killing celebrities and whatnot.
Oh, dude, I mean your whole journey, the whole like how you started everything up until this point, and obviously there's going to be more amazing things in the future that we're all people listening, including myself, are looking forward to. So I mean, this is why I kind of want to have people on to do this. Not only do we collect toys, I mean, think of like how we all got to this point, right? How we all got to toys. Everyone does it differently.
It's really fun, and it's really great that because of toys we connect.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And because we all love toys, one way or another, we got to connect. We got to know each other. It's basically like with even with John and Andre, it's because I love comics and stuff. I met them in the previous job when they were working in the comic book store before they decided to open up their own. And that's how it's all because of the love of things that we like, comics, toys, and anime, movies, and whatnot. And it's great. It's great that these all these entertainment, all these kind of things connect people.
Yeah, man, and like I said, it's an incredible story that you had. I'm sure there's more that you have that you didn't tell tonight, but
next time.
Yeah,
when you have the 100th episode, I'll come back.
100. Oh my goodness.
or make it 75 first. I'll do it every 25 or something like that.
We could do that, and I'm sure you have more stuff to open too. From what I've heard, you've got a lot of stuff to open.
Yes.
But yes, dude, 3 hours. Every single minute has been interesting. Chatting with you, Erik. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you for having me here, and thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it just came on. Like, wow, that was a real stammer there. You came on. I knew like we knew some of the same people, and like there was some connections there. But just hearing more and seeing more of your stuff, it was awesome. So thank you.
Yeah, like Terrence was doing the Udon team episode. I'm up for it.
Udon team episode. All right.
We got Chamba, we got Long, and we got a few other guys. In doing that, I think Long has some really cool toys too. So
awesome. Yeah. I mean, I don't know him, but
yeah, I can hook him up.
That would be great. So everyone watching, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Maybe double check if you hit that thumbs up. And if you like this episode, hopefully you've subscribed to the channel. If you do have a Twitch account, you didn't watch it there, that's cool. Just hop on over, give it a follow, give it a sub. I don't even know how all that stuff works, but if you're watching on there, thank you so much. It's been a great time. If you didn't catch it, hopefully you can watch it later. Share it with your friends. I do have Monday coming up. I have the Bad Batch catch-up. I'm trying to think of a better name. I don't know if there is a better name. That one sounds pretty good. Bad Batch catch-up with Paul, Sun-Yun Lee, and Yoko. So make sure you.
Wow, I gotta be there. Big fan of Paul, actually.
Yeah, we just did an episode on Monday.
Yeah, I never got to meet him. I missed that chance of meeting him last time at Fan Expo.
Oh man,
because Otto and another friend of ours found him at Fan Expo and got to meet him, but then me and my wife and my daughter wandered to the other hall. So when they texted me the picture, it was like, see what happens when you leave. I was like, damn, I'm so devastated when they decided to take Kim's convenience off.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
It was like sad.
Hopefully in the future convention, you'll have an opportunity to open a delivery door onto Paul.
Oh,
or not.
I know he's looking for the Cherno Alpha figure. The big NECA Pacific Rim figure. He said he's looking for it. I think I have it somewhere.
Into the archives.
Yeah, if I can find it, I'll gladly give it to him.
Awesome.
Yeah. So when I find it, I'll let you know so you can tell him about it.
Sounds good. Well, again, everyone watching, thank you so much. Erik, thank you again. I hope you all have a great night.
Thank you.
See you in the next one. Keep touring around. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And